It has been a little while since I did a one-on-one type of live stream. Let me know if you can hear me okay. I am set up in a different location. I'm at my sister's house while she's on vacation somewhere else, and the house is alone. I'm watching some cats while she's away, and it's a pretty empty room. So I don't know if it sounds super echoey or if I still sound clear or not. So if you can let me know, that would be awesome. Yeah, I didn't really tag anybody on this, so I don't know how many people are going to come on in, and I did send a link to a few people if they want to come on in, but yeah, it's been a while since I did just kind of a regular chat, catching up with people. I've been working on the Rookie's Quest trilogy for so long. I've hardly posted any content on my channel, but I will be posting more content soon as we go. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I'm trying to do going forward with the channel, because working on the quest, man, I loved doing that. That was a lot of fun. I do want to be a freaking film director one of these days, and I don't know, doing regular YouTube videos, I don't know exactly what I'll do. I still want to do some stuff here, but I want to do film-centric things that'll help me improve my skills trying to work on film. So we'll see. I'm going to say hello to people in the chat real quick. We got Riot Kitty and Laura was here a little bit ago, and Rosetta Allen, but they're off doing something else right now. And we got Logan Michael, Anti-Funko Pop. What's up, man? How's it going? Yeah, Funko Pops. Not the biggest fan either myself, so I feel you on that. Continuum Trek, what's up, buddy? It's been a while. I'll have to get you on a stream one of these days. We should do a one-on-one one pretty soon. What's up, Darth Tico? How's it going? Man, Darth Tico's going to be doing their own channel at some point one of these days. I know that. Can't wait for that. I'll be there to support you whenever you do that. Don't worry. But, all right. So you guys can feel free to ask me questions if you want to try to catch up. I have hardly paid attention to any news that's been going on recently, but I'm trying to catch up a little bit, trying to catch up on other people's content and whatnot. So, I mean, we'll see how that's going. Yep. Hey, Logan, can you hear me okay on there? Or do I sound kind of echoey with the room? I mean, I can't really do anything about it, but I just want to know if I sound all right or if I should try talking a little bit slower, like. Not sure, but all right. I did just watched the Mandalorian trailer before this, so I can maybe have something else to talk about. I'm gonna wait to go more in depth with that, but it does look quite all right. I'll admit, it looks okay. You know, what's up there, Random Nerd of Doom? How's it going? Yeah, guys, follow Random Nerd of Doom. Subscribe to him. He's got cool types of. He's got good angles on Star Wars and Star Trek and whatnot. Does stop motion stuff with action figures, and yeah, the first video I saw of his was like, if Star Wars and Star Trek were in the same universe, how would that be? And I liked it. That was a pretty good video. I know you guys would like that one too. Yeah, that one's pretty good. So it is a Sunday. August is closing on in. It's almost done. It's now summertime for a lot of people. If they're taking time off school or they're trying to have their vacations going in, it is winding down. And it has been what seems like a very quick summer. But yeah, I thankfully am off work myself. I am so glad. I've been such just literally going to work and just working on my project for the most part. So every day I just wake up, work on my project. At the end of the day, go to work, except for when I work in the morning, then it's the opposite. And I feel like right now I don't have anything to do. This is the first time I don't have anything to do in quite a while. So I'm just pretty much chilling. And I like it. So, you know, why not stream? Why not do a little stream? And let's see who else is coming here. What's up? Yep, Continuum Trek, sub to him. Yep, good boy. Yeah, I know you'll like it, Continuum Trek, because he does some Star Trek stuff too. And yep, that's good. All right. What should we talk about here? If you guys don't know, Snowda Music and Entertainment and author Stephen Walton and General Zod are all doing this little rap battle thing going on right now on Twitter, and I am so tempted to enter that too, because believe it or not, I am kind of a little rhymer myself. I can throw down them raps, Whitey style, of course, but you know, I could throw my hat into the ring if I wanted. What's up, Phelan Reacts? Yep, nothing wrong with chilling. Yeah, exactly. I don't chill enough these days. I pretty much just go full on doing something all the time, and yeah, it feels pretty good to have nothing to do. Like, I don't have anything to do. Today, I didn't set any alarm clocks earlier. I'm like, I just woke up and when I felt like it and got up when I felt like it. And I'm like, wow, this is a feeling I have not had in quite a long ass time. So it feels good. Yeah, he's going back to school. God, I hate school. Oh, wait, I'm done with school. Ah, you lucky bastard. Yeah, right now I'm trying to go to school to get basics out of the way because there's no school in my area that actually caters toward film stuff. I mean, there's like one or two classes within the college that I go to that do that, but not really overall. I don't learn that much from it. So all that I learned from film is literally through YouTube and by applying it myself, by just doing it. And I got something in the mail last week that was like, if I re-sign up by September 9th with Adobe, then I'll just be charged $16 a month for at least like 4 months or so. And usually their normal price is like $40 a month. And if you're going to school, they give you a discount so that it's $20 a month. That's still pretty high for monthly payment. And I don't know, for $16 a month to have Adobe, like access to, that's not just to like one program. That's a video editor, the Photoshop, there's other things that Adobe offers as well. I would not mind having that. Before, I didn't really want to take the time to learn a complex editing system like Adobe, but now I actually got quite a bit of time on my hands to learn that. And with all the special effects that I use in my skits sometimes, like when I use it with my editor, it just looks like something I put in front and then I push it out. But with Adobe, I can make it like, if I wanted to hold it up, I can make it go through the fingers. I can, make an aura come off of it. I can make it look really cool. Like I'm doing like a real blast. So I would love to learn some of that stuff. Let's see who's in here again. Hitfill and React says, try binge watching some TV shows and movies. I probably overdid it yesterday watching seasons 1 and 2. Yeah, I do plan on doing a lot of binging. Game of Thrones is the main thing that everybody wants me to try to check out and see. And I'm like halfway through season 3 of Game of Thrones right now. And I actually want to do a Game of Thrones recap type of stream with Black Angus Reviews and Brandon Moist or Snowdub Entertainment. Just some people, just some recaps of Game of Thrones, because I'm going into this after season 8, after everybody said that they hate season 8, after years of people saying Game of Thrones is the best show ever, and then season 8 comes by and everybody just is disgusted by it. That's when I got interested in it. I'm like, okay, everybody used to love it, and now they don't like it with this last season. I got to see how that happens. So far, I am really liking it. There's some things here and there that I'm kind of like, whatever with, but I'll save that for a Game of Thrones recap. All right, he says schools are too SJW these days. There's no freedom of speech. There are kids, they're in kids taught to be woke rather than learning to be functional adults. Yeah, I agree with that, Random Nerd, because honestly, they don't even teach basic skills that one should have. Like, I think you should learn about how to do your taxes in school so you don't look like a dummy when you're trying to do it in real life and you have to try to find somebody else to do it for you. You should be self-sufficient. There's special ed classes and programs that learn more essential things than the regular public schools, which is pretty ridiculous. What's up, Will? What's up, my peep? What is up, dude? Peeps and peepettes. Hi, just saying hi. What's up with them? Stranger Things. I have not watched Stranger Things yet. That's one show that everybody recommended. That's like another one. When people recommend a show too much, like, I trust that everybody thinks it's good, and it might be good for a little while, but I kind of want to see where it ends up and then see if I want to see it, because sometimes the hype gets way overhyped, and then maybe it's just the one season that's good and the other ones start to falter, and we'll see. So we'll see if I get into Stranger Things. We'll see. Continuum Trek saying, check out Star Trek DS9. It was Game of Thrones before Game of Thrones. One of these days, Continuum Trek, I pretty much don't really want to watch Star Trek until I am a little older, because right now, I every time I look at Star Trek, I just don't feel like looking at that for a while, even though it could be good. Stories could be good. Like, I just don't know. I sense too much corniness. I walked in on my mom watching the one that had Christopher Lloyd in it, and I was like confused but laughing, but I didn't really want to see what was happening. So we'll see. I feel like I'll like Star Trek when I'm a little bit older, when I've already watched some some things, and when there's not as much left that's new, that's good, then I can go back to something that everybody else loves, which was Star Trek. That's kind of one of those that I have marked for when I'm a little older, then I'll go watch it. I got Will Gentry back in here. What's up? Says, the trouble with schools today is they're teaching kids every damn thing is bullying. They teach kids that if someone doesn't want to be your friend, they are bullying you. So kids are growing up weak. Indeed, Will. Indeed. Everybody these days has no I mean, as far as what they teach kids, it seems like they're teaching them to not have any type of tough skin. They're like, if something bad happens to you, we have to do something to stop the bad thing, rather than if something bad happens, learn how to take it and move on. Like, how do you respond back, rather than try to prevent it from ever happening? You can't just prevent stuff from always happening. Stuff will always happen. Like, even if, let's say that they tried to get bullying out of everywhere, it'll just come up eventually someday anyway, in a new form all the time. So it's kind of pointless to try to weed it out like that. Random Nerd says, I think that Game of Thrones does well in today's world because of our global political situation is very similar to Game of Thrones, because people keep backstabbing each other. That's not a bad point. I myself thought it'd be kind of funny if they did, like, if they're going to do a Game of Thrones type of sequel thing. Now, see, I have not seen too far into it so far, so I don't really know how it all works, how the show progresses. But from what I could gather from what other people have said, is that the White Walkers like come by generationally, like every 1,000 years or so, but people kind of forget around that time, and then shit happens, I guess. So if they wanted to have it be that the White Walkers come back again from the Game of Thrones universe, but it's in like modern day, that'd be kind of interesting to see what they do with that. Just saying, it would be interesting. What's up, the Senate? What's up, Miss? Miss, do you want on here if you got time? I don't know if you're at work or not. I'm just chilling, talking with people, but I wouldn't mind having at least one person to kind of throw back on with stuff, because I am not up to date with all the current stuff right now with everything. The last thing I saw was literally just the Mandalorian trailer right before this stream. So yeah, we'll see. He says, they teach kids that everything is someone else's fault and they should always find a teacher to deal with it. So when they get in the real world, there's no one to teach. They run to one of two. Yeah, pretty much. And he says, imagine if they did Game of Thrones in the 1980s, people wouldn't watch it or wouldn't watch them because it was a bummer show. Yeah, probably. Yeah, he says, run to YouTube and ask them to deal with it like Carlos Monza did. Oh, yeah, seriously. Yeah, I do wish that people could deal with their problems a little more. Like, I don't consider myself to be part of the, tougher generation or something, but it's like, I don't know, I kind of learned. I was born in the mid-90s, so, I feel like I had a good taste of what was before and then what was after. Like, this, I grew up with some years of the older technologies and the older ways, and then also with the newer stuff, as I was still a kid, pretty much. But I feel like I had a good balance of new and old to be able to respect the old and progress with the new without being a little shit. I mean, I hope so. I do find that I do curse a lot more than I thought I did. And when I watched my Ricky's Quest back, holy crap, I have a dirty ass mouth, you guys. I curse like 1,000 times. Mr. Sarcastic Nerd counted like 80, I think. Yeah, okay, I'll send you the link, Miss. I haven't talked to you in a while, one-on-one. I mean, we've come up on other streams before, but it's been a while. What's up, the Ancient One? Don't bring them guinea pigs up in here, man. Not this time. There we go, the Senate. Yeah, 18. Snow Dub. Gender check. Hashtag gender check. Hell yeah. He said that what is he doing? He's going to Costco, and he'll pop in later if you're still there. Yeah, I'll probably still be here for a while, especially if somebody else comes in here and we can do back and forth. I'm just doing a chilling stream, trying to get back into the flow, because I haven't broadcasted in quite a while. I've just been guests on people's streams here and there, but I've been just working on the project for so long that I'm with what to say. So just trying to get back into my flow, because I got to get back into podcast mode. Oh, who's there? It's the Angus. The Braca de English. What's up, man?
Hi, Ricky.
What's up?
How do I sound? I know it's a little breezy out.
Sound smooth and fresh and minty.
Okay, cool. I actually really love mint too, so that's great. No, yesterday I had technical difficulties for some reason on this phone. There's like lag or something, so it kept fucking up, so I just left. But yeah, thanks for having me. So what is the topic besides
I'm literally just chatting, just regular old chat, it kind of interacting with the actual chat as it's going, because when I do big live streams, I don't pay as much attention to them as normal, so just kind of getting the feel for everybody and just talking one-on-one kind of, and I wanted somebody like you in here so I can have a different topic because I don't know what the hell's going on these days.
Yeah,
I've crawled out of my cave now.
Yeah. Okay, so about this. We talked. I wasn't able to get your feedback. Luckily, Drunk gave me feedback. And for anyone thinking like, oh, he dropped the ball, it's just he didn't have ability to log into his email at the moment. That's why. But yeah, Drunk gave me a good direction. Oh, it's good. So I just went with it. And yes, thanks, Drunk. I just uploaded a video. I think it'll be interesting. You may hate me. You may think I'm a shill for it or something. But I mean, I have a track record since I started with some of these thoughts or feelings. So it's not like out of nowhere. It's just, I feel like, a leader to some degree, ever small. And I just want to be someone who leads properly. So go check that out after the stream or whatever if you have time.
Yeah, sure.
Feedback for the chat and for Rookie himself. But I know Tom Holland, I guess, came out and said, Spider-Man isn't going back to the MCU, which I'm like, thank God,
Oh yeah, I remember you called this many months ago. You're like Sony guys. Just giving you guys a refresher. So let's go back. This was like before December, I think, of 2017 or 2018. I mean, 2018. And he was like, Sony would be smart if they kept their rights to Spider-Man because they have great stuff going on. I think this was even before Venom that you were saying this. And,
no, it was after Venom. I used Venom as reference. So to kind of walk people through the main points. All right. So think of it this way. The Venom movie with Tom Hardy last year, without Spider-Man as an origin, just Venom by himself and some like B-rate like video game villain, basic ass plot, but really good chemistry on set, like on the film, between the main characters. Starting off a franchise, this movie made $830 million by itself, and Sony also made Spider-Verse, which won an Oscar, which won a Golden Globe, which I would say probably broke even, but made merchandising money and all that, and critical success. It really channeled everything to love about all these different types of Spider-Man. Compare both of those to Spider-Verse Spider-Man. Comes in the Civil War, like, okay, this is cool, this is fresh, it's all right, it feels like Spider-Man. But then, Homecoming happens with Michael Keaton as another aviary character. He played Batman. He played, I want to say he played someone. Oh, Birdman, which is kind of like, I would say a meta Batman like mindset behind that movie. And then Vulture, a very iconic Spider-Man character with Robert Downey Jr. in the MCU leading up to Infinity War. Made only about, I would say, 50 million more than Venom, with all of that behind it. Okay, so you see that Spider-Man has such a history being, I would say, the biggest comic character ever as far as endurance and applicability for people like across the globe, not just America, like Superman. You see that. You see what's going on with the MCU with Captain Marvel. At the time, Guardians 3 was kaput because Gunn was gone. Iron Man, Captain America, they're going to go. I would say Thor still counts because they're going to cuck him in episode 4 of the Thor series. Thanos is gone. Like, what's to look forward to? And so,
Brie Larson, of course.
Sony has everything in their hand. Who would think Sony would be the future to compete with Disney after X-Men is sold to Fox? Fox is bought by Disney. Sony's the last bastion of competition against the Empire. Besides, unless Universal pulls something out of their ass, Sony's the last bastion, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think Universal could do a Hulk or a Namor, I think.
Yeah, so far they've done well with, I would say, a fun movie for all ages with Venom. It has enough, I would say, neutrality with the character. He's an anti-hero. He can go good or bad, depending if you bring Spider-Man in or if you bring Carnage in or whoever, Anti-Venom. So there's range with him. You can make him Agent Venom if you want him to team up or be a kind of shady good guy, or there's a whole range with him in the PG-13. Now that Spider-Man's coming to Venom, they don't have to worrying about the MCU and being PG-13. They can go full R, go full Spawn with it, really appease the fans. And they've surprisingly they've been very SJW free, even with Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen. So I'm a fan seeing Venom and Spider-Verse, and I'm like, yeah, at first I was very much against this all-female Spider-Verse sequel or spinoff, but I'll give them a chance. I'll give them a chance with the track record they've built recently. So that's kind of the whole video. I'm more refined, and it's scripted, and it's got pictures and stuff. It's fun, but yeah, like I called this once ago, and it's like, Jesus Christ, I make a Black Panther video, then the Oscars happen. I do Spider-Man. Months later, then this happens. It's like, maybe I should re-upload. I don't know. Like,
I don't know. Maybe do an updated one, perhaps.
Hey, it's Miss.
Yep, Miss has joined us. She, as somebody pointed out in the chat, is the silent ninja, always coming onto the streams without a word, which I thank you for, by the way. You just silently pop in.
Have you been doing yard work, Miss? You look a little.
Oh, I walk home from work. So
you're on mute or something.
Wait, you don't hear her?
I don't hear her. No.
I hear her just fine.
I'm not joking. I really don't hear you.
That's happened before with StreamYard.
I hear Rookie.
That's happened before with Mara. She couldn't hear a certain person.
That's weird.
As long as the chat hears her, that's all that matters.
Okay, because I can hear her just fine. I think they can hear her too with it. That's weird. I have no idea what to do with that.
Maybe he's so sexist that he just can't hear women's voices.
Did you hear that, Angus?
No, I really didn't. I mean, I'm liking the view.
Maybe he's so sexist that he can't hear women voices.
I mean, she's a looker. It's nice to see. I honestly can't hear it. I would prefer to also hear you. What's a siren without a voice?
Yeah, and she can hear you, by the way. So that's funny. That's some scruples there. But so how's it going, Miss? What are you up to?
I just got home from work, and nothing really. I haven't had any plans set. So when I saw you, I was like, oh, I'll watch Ricky for a while, and then you invited me on, and I was like, yes, something to do.
Yes. That's good. Well, you both can help me out. Luckily we don't need to have too much interaction as far as just random conversation with this, because I'm going to be answering some questions from the audience, and you guys can help with some topic, stuff too, because I don't know what's going on these days. What the hell's going on? I've crawled out of my cave now after the quest is done. The quest is finished, and now I don't know.
I've been avoiding the Star Wars stuff, so I know very little about it.
Okay, yeah, me too. I just watched the Mandalorian trailer right before this, so I can have something to talk about. But I'm going to, I know Angus has seen that, and we can talk about that in a sec. But I'm going to see what the chat's talking about.
I can write on the whiteboard for Angus.
For Angus, yeah, you can do that. Yeah, and I'll highlight it for him, so it's fun. That'll work.
Wait, I got to go inside, check out my kids really quick. I think
okay, that's fine. We don't need you.
1 minute.
That's good. All right. So, what does that say? It says that we can hear all of you. All of you. Bangus just has shit internet. Yeah, that's probably true. That was on his phone. Oh yeah, but yeah. So yeah, Miss, I am trying to think about. Oh yeah, you have your little whiteboard thing. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
He just went to go pick up his kids or something real quick.
Check on them. We went to check on them
all the time. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out going forward what to do with my channel, and I feel like I need to have it be more film centric, kind of, because I'm doing the quest thing. I felt so much better doing something like that than just putting up another simple review of something like this brand new. I'm like, I don't have any of that desire to go see any movies that are out right now.
You like doing the skits and stuff.
Yeah, I like doing those, but also if I do think I should still do some reviews and whatnot and the watch parties. So I think I still want to do watching classic movies that I've not seen before. I still haven't watched the Rambo ones.
Oh, Rambo's so goddamn good.
Yeah, and do some reviews of those and watch parties of those, but then also try to work on skit projects. But I don't know. Proper was telling me that I should get funded for my projects.
Yeah.
I'm I don't know. Would people really do them? I set up a store just yesterday for Teesprings, and I'm gonna make a video to promote it tomorrow. I need to change my debit card stuff. It's gonna expire soon, so I have to get all that up first before I do any of that. But I can make it a poster size of the image and a T-shirt size for it, and it's give us your energy, or give me your energy on the back with the Phantom Collective symbol beneath it. And I'm trying to think about what do people get from me? I don't even know. with the quest because like it's mostly me, but then it's also you guys, and I'm like it'd be kind of cool if I could make some kind of trading cards with you guys as like your characters
That
from
would be
the thing or
awesome.
something. Like, would that be kind of cool? Chat, like, let me know what you think because I don't really know. If people want stuff like this, then I'll try to do them. The main thing I want to try to do is make the DVDs, like make DVDs of this because the quality on YouTube sucks. I'm watching it when it was live, and I'm like, oh no, it's like all blurry. To me, it looks out of sync just slightly. There's some stuff I forgot to add in. I missed 10 people that had scenes that give me their energy.
Well, if you make a DVD, you should call it the director's cut.
Yeah, it's gonna do like a more polished version. I'm probably gonna post some bloopers on YouTube, but I'm gonna save some good ones for later. He's gonna try to come back in to see if the signal gets better.
Okay.
But yeah, so like I don't know. There's a lot that I could do with the DVD one, but I just want to know if people would buy a DVD. Like 10 people, would they even buy it? I mean, I don't know.
There's so much stuff I want to buy that I can't. Like, I want to get a Drunk 3PO shirt. I want to get a Lethal Lightning shirt. I don't have money.
Yeah.
So I would definitely buy it if I had the money.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's fine. I appreciate that too. But yeah, I didn't know people had any interest. Now you hear?
Yeah, it might be a technical thing with StreamYard, like if you're on the phone and
that's what Miss kind of said. That's what Miss said because she said that issue on another stream with Mara Jade or something as well.
So you can hear me now then?
Yeah, fine.
Very good, very good. Yeah, Rhodes Rants in the chat. What's up, buddy?
Rhodes Rants, I'm back.
You're just called Bah.
I think I've interacted with Rhodes Rants like once before. And I think it was it on your stream, Angus? Did you have him on a stream?
Yeah, it probably was. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite streams. I was just thinking this. I thought about doing a clip, and I'm like, I don't know if people will watch it. But then later I had a really dumb, fun one with John Talks and Red Gaze about Robbie Rodriguez's anus. And so I was thinking I need to find that stream with you, me, and Proper. I think we're the main three talking about who would you sleep with. L3 or Jar Jar and why. That was so fun. And then it got into like sex robotics and stuff, and then people didn't know I was actually like I like to study like sociology, sexuality and stuff. So
I think a lot of us said Jar Jar.
Oh yeah, well, women especially would make sense. But...
He's like getting laid.
Getting laid.
Oh yeah. We got Rita Repulsa in the chat. Rita, what's up, Rita? I was thinking today, like, because I was talking to General Katarn yesterday and Proper the other day, and I'm talking to a lot of people lately, Angus, everybody, and I just finished the quest thing, but I'm like, I'll take a month off and before I think about other things, and I've already got like sequel ideas in my head for that. I'm like, God damn it, like get out of my head. And I'm like, I have funny ideas for like Rita if she wanted, like with her quest to get her putties back or something. And I'm like, oh no, this could be kind of funny, but I don't know if I should try to make another movie thing and have it funded at some point, or make it like a show or something. Like, I don't know. I'm still thinking about this stuff. For now, what to do, because like I just finished. It'd be cool if I did have a better camera, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like I got to get more people interested in a way. Not everybody's seen all of the Rookie's Quest stuff yet. They're each over an hour long, so for YouTube, that's like 3 hours on YouTube time. So,
what's your favorite movie genre?
See, I don't know if I have a favorite movie genre these days. It's always gone back and forth every couple of years. It used to be comedies, but now it kind of got old on me for the most part. Like I don't really know. Certain things hit. Like Spartacus was a type of show that I liked. It was kind of the gore, drama, sexual stuff. I was all right. There's like Angel, the spinoff from Buffy. Like it had some of that corny stuff, but it dialed that down quite a bit and went more with drama. So it was kind of even 50-50 comedy, 50-50 drama. Like that was kind of good. I don't know. Yeah, it just keeps on changing. I like some sci-fi stuff, but everything sci-fi these days are too goofy or too serious. And I can't get as into it. I thought like Stargate Atlantis was a good example of a mixture of it. They'd have some drama with it, but they'd have some of that corniness from SG-1 and all that too. And Jason Momoa in it too, by the way.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah. A random nude of Derms, Doom says, I meant the Phantom Menace should go or should do a Cyberfrog live action fan film and convince James Woods to play a Cyberfrog. I think we could hire him.
Oh my god.
We could probably afford him.
James Woods is Cyberfrog.
I think we could do that.
Yeah.
That's possible. Yeah, he just Will Gentry just likes good films. Yeah, me too, man. Me too.
I just like a lot of directors in general have sort of a genre they prefer, or at least a vision of films that are the same.
Yeah, I wish that I had categories like that, but I really don't. Like with Tarantino, like he's the one that does Kill Bill and Inglourious Basterds, and those. Like, I liked a few scenes in Inglourious Basterds. I hated the rest of the movie. Like I thought 2 scenes were like top 10 of all time best scenes, but didn't like the movie. The Kill Bill 1 and 2. When I finished Kill Bill 1, I was like, that was okay. When I was done with Kill Bill 2, I loved them both. And so I don't have this director attachment to just specific directors because their movies are different. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Good thing. Brian Lapes in the chat. What's up, Brian? Yeah, Brian, if you ever want to come onto a stream one of these days, you can. He's well known with the bullshitters and stuff, but I haven't seen him on streams.
Rookie's like, hey, if you want to come on my channel, then try again later, dumbass.
Well, I mean, if I offer everybody to come on in, then there'll just be another full room. You know, I'm trying to not have an entire full room again. Not these days. Continuum Trek says that DS9 is the one for you, Rookie Critic.
Deep Space Nine.
Deep Space Nine.
Or Deep Space Nine. Oh,
I knew that was a Star Trek one, but I couldn't get the name.
I assumed that was a different genre or a different series or something.
Yeah. I haven't seen Deep Space Nine. I've seen Voyager, Next Generation, and the one with what's his freaking name?
Christopher Lloyd. No.
No, the one who was in Quantum Leap. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Scott Bakula.
Scott Bakula. I watched some of the Scott Bakula.
I hate that guy's face.
Scott Bakula. That sounds like their parents was just screwing with him. We're gonna call you Bakula. It's like
I feel like they were stuck with the Bakula.
Mm-hmm. Couldn't just get anyone. What's up, Wookiee Lives Matter? Can you guys do the Wookiee sound?
I'm not even gonna try. No, can't.
Yeah, I don't want to, destroy somebody's eardrums for it. Yeah, Brian says he's stopping by for a few moments and he's got to go for CPR refresher. Okay, that's cool.
Someone in the Phantom Menace knows CPR. That's very nice to know. I feel safe.
Yeah, Brian, maybe you could have saved that lady that got a heart attack from trolls on the 501st or whatever.
That retard. She pulled a 501st.
Do you know about that, Miss?
I know.
Angus, can you summarize the stuff a little bit with the 501st thing?
Okay, so I saw on Twitter Stephen Wayne Art, the guy who made that famous tweet that Luke shared on Twitter, where it's like what could have happened, where it's like all the old crew in the Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
He actually has like a Teespring that does some art. I think 3PO's current art is from Stephen Wayne. Don't quote me, but I think so. He did a Phantom Menace parody image. He was parodying the 501st Stormtrooper image logo. And on the top, he wrote Phantom Menace. On the bottom, he said, saving what we love by fighting what we hate, mocking Tico. And it has like Cobra sign and what's that? Decepticon sign on both sides, and then Skeletor's heads on the trooper. All right. And then this 501st chick from Finland was like, I don't like this. Where we do charity? Why parody us? Attack Disney. Turns out, after this whole big battle on Twitter back and forth that I covered initially, someone looked into her on Facebook. Someone looked at her on her Facebook. She was rallying her troopers to go harass Steven on Twitter beforehand. So this was coordinated. And they say, like, oh, it's charity. We're charity on Paris. But really, I think on accident, you actually saw their sentiment where it's like, if they think we're Phantom Menace, we'll lose Disney access because they're extras in The Mandalorian, from what I've heard. They've been doing extra work in Star Wars since at least episode 3, from what I've heard. So it's really just SJW shills that they don't want to lose access. And then she had a panic attack, which is arrhythmia. So all these SJWs are like, she had a heart attack. Phantom Menace tried to kill a woman. And yeah, so I've been getting a lot of hate on my video that was just covering it. I know you probably don't watch a lot of Comicsgate, but it became kind of like a war campaign thing where they were trying to smear Steven and use the big channels to shame him to get rid of the art, while simultaneously trying to associate their channels with the art. So it's a lot of bullshit from SJWs in the ranks. But it's okay. I'm starting a new club called the 502nd. We'll LARP on the internet. You're automatically a lieutenant if you voted for Trump.
That's what I hate about the SJW assholes. I have panic attacks, and you don't blame other people for your panic attacks. That's not how that works.
Miss, did you know that words actually hurt physically? They, you know how sticks and stones break my bones? Well, that's apparently a lie. Words will hurt you.
Mhm.
That's been proven. She had a heart attack. I just watched the video that they put in our chat, Angus, with that one guy responding, going, "How can anybody respect the Phantom Menace after harassing a woman to be hospitalized? She had a heart attack." And it's like she read things and freaked herself out. I mean, that's not anyone's fault. No, if you don't want to see bad comments, you put the phone down or block.
That is not anyone's fault. If you suffer from panic attacks, that's something that's an imbalance in your own brain that you have to deal with yourself. You can't blame other people when you have a panic attack.
Yeah, because if anything, this would sound like that whatever meeting they had a couple weeks ago where they're like, "Can everybody please be quiet? Because if not, I'm going to have sensory overload or something." It's like, well, yeah, that sucks for you, but I mean, that's not everyone else's responsibility to make sure you don't have a freak out, you know?
Mhm.
Like, if that's how it always was, like, you know, hey, when I'm around people, and it needs to be at this decibel of levels, or otherwise, you know, I'm going to start steaming or something. Like, no, that's not anyone else's responsibility.
I gotta point out your personal privilege. You are you're talking like an ableist, and you need to stop.
I'm a fat fucking ableist, and yeah, I will admit that, so that's fine. Oh, yeah. What's up? We got Edward Marcus in the chat. What's up? He says, "So, Mary, Miss Nerd, and Angus in the house." Yeah, well, Mary's in the chat. She's in the chat. I assume she's busy today or taking a day off. I don't know. I'll give her a break today. She doesn't
I
have
thought you were
to
going to say
comment.
taking a dump.
She's always doing something. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. We're going to visit her tomorrow. Yeah, she's going on vacation, I think, soon. So, catching up on those would be a good idea. Wookiee Lives Matter says, "What's the big deal? I give people heart attacks all the time." Oh, that's awesome.
I give people strokes.
Oh, yeah. Misses the hidden pistol. See, what we don't see is that in my Quest trilogy, she just seemed to be just this average girl who's just talking about how sand is cool. And then, but, you know, in the future, she might be the next, cool. She could be the next villain for all we know. Who knows?
You didn't even listen to what I said.
Yeah.
I was totally serious, too.
Oh, yeah. I loved your argument with that. You talked about something else for your other clip for different options.
I can't remember the other thing I said.
I'm like, no, it's got to be the sand one. That was great.
I can't remember what else I said. I just tried to think of things. And I should have thought about it before I started recording.
Well,
but
you talked for a good minute about it. I'm like, that's good. I like that. That's good improv. Good job.
Yeah.
Hey, Miss. I was going to ask you, who were your top performers in the Rookie Quest trilogy?
My favorite performers?
Yeah.
Well, Mary, Sith, and Drunk.
little Georgie.
Little
Georgie convinced you, maybe.
George was not George, but Drunk was he was like a Darth Jar. He was like a Jar Jar for me.
Yeah. I love that.
I don't mean that as a like go away. I just
who's in here?
I think Steven,
Yeah, it's me. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Yep, I hear you.
Yeah,
What's going on, guys?
Just
I'm at the Quest.
Just chilling. Yeah, we got back onto Rookie's Quest just now, so. Yeah, just so you guys know, I will be posting a poll today. I'll make it a little Photoshop thingy so you can see the actors, the avatars, and whatnot of who's your favorite cast member in Rookie's Quest, other than me, of course. You know, I won't put me as an option, so it can just be co-stars.
Whoa, Rookie! I don't know, man. You got to include all your different characters to vote on.
My different character.
Yeah.
Sure, I can do that. Yeah, future Jeff. Like, I don't
It's
know.
too easy to play you.
Yeah, right.
The business Jeff did the middle when you ended it with business Jeff and regular Jeff fighting.
Mhm.
Everyone's
That was
like,
emotional.
"You're breaking my heart," and
Yeah.
you are my brother.
I love the chat while we're watching that. You're my brother, Jeffrey, or whatever. I have the high ground. Oh, that was great. Yeah,
I don't know, Junk 3PO's Georgie story. That was very touching.
I know. I just loved how it's like Sith and Mary were pretty like genuinely serious, and then he's like, "I got a dog once, little Georgie kicking her legs."
And he was just kicking.
It's the perfect like palate cleanser. It was what I kind of wanted because I'm like, will this moment be too somber? And like when I start going, yeah, you guys are right. Like, will it fit the tone? But him doing that, and then Katarn's like, story with his own flash, that all just worked. Perfect flow.
Yeah.
From dramatic to getting back into shape and boom, it's perfect.
Yeah.
You should make a T-shirt that says, "If it can happen to Georgie, it can happen to you."
Yeah, I was drunk because I'm like, that's a good quote. If Georgie can do it, you can do it.
I just realized you missed a golden opportunity by not watching horror. You could have made like a little It reference, like "Bye bye, Georgie."
I thought of that. I thought of it too, but
I think he was too caught up in the moment.
the actual
Was that-
quote
was
is,
that
"If it can happen to Georgie, it can happen to you."
Was that the little brother that got sucked down the sewer?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
He got his arm ripped off.
oh right.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Right, the fried chicken arm, right.
No,
He ate it like it was a drumstick.
Yeah, my best performers definitely Katarn was a big surprise. Mary was really good. I would say the first 2 episodes for me with her repulsive character.
Oh, Mara Jade.
Yeah, Mara Jade was good, and Sif, they really stood out.
All right, so who should be the nominees? So I'll post the poll, but I don't want to have like 10 people as the poll for the cat.
You can't have
You've
more
got to
than
have at least
5.
one of the tomatoes.
So the Bandit Incorporated and Tom Connors are the two that did the main on the tomatoes. The Tom from Midnight's Edge did the one with the mustache. Bandit Incorporated did the main like hero tomato that's all going around. Yes, my lord. That one. Yeah.
I just put the people who had like the most lines, like Sith, Mara, Mary, and Tom from Midnight's Edge.
Okay. 4. That's a good round off. But should I include Katarn though? Because he was only in like pretty much 2 of. He was in all 3, but he didn't have as much to do. But when he was there, he did do well.
Yeah.
So him as the 5th one. Katarn. Okay, I'll post that after the stream, so I can do that. I'm gonna put the characters and the avatars next to them or something, and have a poll.
Nice.
That should be fun. And what's up? We got the Price is Right reviews in the chat. It says, "Hey, what's up, bro? Long time no chat, man. How are you guys?" I'm doing great. I'm on vacation. I feel good. I woke up and I had nothing to do today. I'm just like, I don't have a project to work on right now. I don't have any specific videos. I don't have anything to do. I'm at my sister's house watching her kittens, and it feels good. Like to not have to do anything. I'm like, I don't have to go do anything at all. I love it. Just 1 week. 1 week.
How long did it take you to put all that together? Like the entire Rookie's Quest?
The entire Rookie's Quest. So, I don't remember exactly when I started exactly like with the scripts and the outline and stuff, but I want to say like from now, like 3 months ago, I started working on the script. I would say, and then 2 months ago, I started messaging people about seeing if they can play certain parts and whatnot, and started filming around there and getting it together. Yeah, I feel like June, around the beginning of June, is when I started filming. But I kind of took my sweet ass time. It was kind of that thing where it's like, yeah, I got plenty of time, so I'll get it all done. I took like a month to film episode 1, and then I took like 2 weeks to film episode 2, then 1 week to film episode 3. Horrible time management on that part, because I regretted not doing some things for episode 2 and 3. But I feel like 1 was the most solid, like introducing everybody to explain what's going on type of thing. And number 2, I feel like I was able to hopefully connect a little bit more emotionally with make you feel for more characters. And number 3, I have no idea what everybody feels about number 3.
Number 3 was the best. It was.
Yeah.
I know you crammed in your editing to hit your deadline, but I think
Yeah.
maybe just like Lucas with episode 4, that's why it does so. That's why it's so paced so well, is because you're like trying to get the most important things to flow. I think maybe if you had your more time in a director's cut, I think people would notice maybe lag. Not that it might be bad, but compared to the pacing established, like there was pretty much nothing I would tell anyone like, yeah, you can miss that part or something. Like, no, this is like, it just doesn't stop. It doesn't relent. So love 3.
Yeah, thanks, man. Do you think I should have still had like effects come out of people's hands with giving the energy? That was my intent, but like when I was doing the last, there's like 3 hours before I had to post it, and I'm like, okay, last touches, what can I do? And I'm like, okay, let's add energy in people's hands. And there's like, Will Gentry counted how many people, 77 were in there, and that's missing 10 that I was supposed to put in there. So it would have been 87 that I'd have to put special effects for, and everybody's hands are different spots, so I can't just copy paste the effect and then put sounds. That I'm like, okay, I can't do that. That's a little too long right now. But I would like to do a version where I show that.
I was expecting you to do that because I look a little ridiculous if you don't put the sound effect there.
Josiah and RevKev were my favorites that did it because they were like really expecting me to put it there. So Josiah's like, take my energy, and like RevKev's like, all right, take it, Rev. I wanted to put like like a Dragon Ball noise with that too, but
Mary had her own effects. I noticed.
What was that?
Mary had her own effects.
Oh yeah, she did. She helped quite a bit. A couple people did. Those 2 bald guys, Alex Trapp, Caesar Emperor. He's another YouTuber. There was quite a few people did their own effects, which I was proud of and glad. Like, yeah, I don't have to do that. But yeah, it's kind of tough. And Angus, I forgot to put a couple of Angus's lines in the end, because by the time he sent me his lines, it was like, I don't know what time a.m. my time. I've been up for a long time, and then he sent it to me, and I was putting his energy ones in, and one or two of his lines, and then I forgot where I was supposed to put his other lines. I'm like, I don't know. So I just left it out.
There was a dumbass Jeremy.
Oh yes, that's our buddy, the Senate. What's up, man? Yeah. For you, I wanted to tell you to redo your lines because you said them so quiet. Like I turned the volume that I could up to 400%, and it was still like, oh no, the Just Squad. I'm like, I can't hear him. So I don't know. Tried to amp it up, but it's a learning thing for everybody. So don't feel bad about it. Everybody's learning. Everybody learned today. Yeah.
You know what you do, Rookie? Next time, if someone gives you shit like Steven just did, you get a girl to record his lines and dub over it.
Thank you, Bangus.
Oh yeah, which I've learned I can do now. There's actually quite a few ladies in the Fandom Menace that if they don't want to show their face, they'll throw out their voice. So there's quite a few ones there. Teresa Martin loved doing her parts, and she, like, when I told her to do the tomato voice, I'm like, try to make it sound Game of Thrones. She's like, all right, we don't want any trouble. Same accent, but that's okay. And there's like other people that were trying to go, oh yes, little Scottish over there, all right. And like Lethal does his Australian, hey, boy, what you doing, boy? Oh, this is just perfect. And Bandit Incorporated, he didn't know what I was trying to go for. He thought I was just going for Goofy. And so he was like, yes, my lord, we are going to try to do this all that we can.
I was a little sad because I didn't sound annoying enough.
I know, but I made your voice high pitched so you sound like a little girl or something. So he's like,
Yeah.
what are we doing here? Why are we here? Oh, no.
I wanted to sound like that, but I wanted to re-record them, but then I didn't. I only had the time to do the one thing.
Yeah, you're okay. You're okay. But you see, like, I feel a lot better with this trilogy than my Rookie's Test trilogy, which started with the first episode being 9 minutes long, second episode being 17 minutes long, third episode being an hour long. And the way I added characters in was horrible, I feel, in that one. And I did have the energy scene too, which was 15 minutes long, by the way, the amount of time with giving the energy. But it was like with a third of the people that I used in this. It took twice as long with that one. So I feel like in this one, it was still kind of long in the Quest one, but it was a lot faster with the people. And I got way more people in it.
I like the trailers you did for Rookie's Quest, though. They got hyped up when I was watching them.
I appreciate
Yeah,
that. I was
agreed.
hoping so. But I had time to get the Rookie's Quest episode 1 trailer up, but with the other two, I was still working on them like while I was doing stuff. So it was kind of funny there. I was like, okay, I wanted to make a trailer for episode 2, get people hyped, but I just finished hours before I needed to post it, so I wasn't really able to do that. You guys can talk for a sec. I gotta answer a few people real quick. So go ahead.
What was your favorite part, Miss?
Of the entire series?
Of the whole thing? Mm-hmm.
Seriously, the drunk 3PO story that he did. I love that. That made me very happy.
Yeah, it was very touching.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of Mary's scenes were great too, with the reader.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she did so good. I remember a couple months ago when she was talking about it, she like pulled out one line on a live stream and was like, that's all I can do. I really don't feel comfortable doing it. And the next thing you know, she's on Rookie's Quest doing like an entire monologue. And I thought she did really well.
And Rookie's fight scenes.
Yes. The NPCs sounded like putties. When he made those sounds, I was laughing the first time I saw it.
Wait, why was everybody confused with the NPCs and putties? Because the putties I made specific to be the NPCs didn't really make any noises other than, just like, you're toxic masculinity.
It's all you, and it's like, well, that's Rookie, that's Rookie.
Right.
Yeah, but we got Megazord Jeremy in the chat. What's up, man? I wanted to have you play a part in this too, Megazord, but there was no way to contact you. There's no Twitter. YouTube, you had one video up, and that wasn't really able to do anything with that. But yeah, if you want to be in a future project one of these days, man, as a Jeremy, just hit me up, man, because that would have been kind of cool. I wanted to have a scene where the Jeff Squad corners a group of Jeremys, and then they form Megazord Jeremy and have like a little battle thing. But I wouldn't have had time to edit by now, but that would have been kind of funny to have with that.
Yeah.
Diggs Gay, aka Syrian Lannister. Love you, Rook. Just came and dropped by a like. Oh, thanks, man. Diggs Gay, aka Syrian Lannister. I don't know. Game of Thrones thing, I think. I have no idea. And Hammer, I did write down one of your questions from earlier that I'll do. So if you guys have any questions specifically, I'll kind of gather them while we're talking, and then just like answer them all at once, kind of toward the end. But yeah, so I am planning, guys, on the future of doing more videos, and I'm so glad that you guys all loved the Rookie's Quest, because I did put as much as I could into it. I spent, I think, around $500. I had to double check other financial things, but I think it was around $500. I had to buy the pink T-shirt. I had to buy the little mustache for the tomato. I had to buy 2 different sets of tomatoes. And yeah, people. There was one cashier, because it was the same cashier that I bought the tomatoes from. They're like, "Why do you have so many tomatoes?" Or something. Like, what are you cooking? I'm like, "Oh, I'm cooking something good. You'll see." I'm making a mess over in my house and yard, just cooking them. But
the tomato slaughter scene was probably the funniest thing I think in the whole Rookie's Quest, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I'm glad with that too, because I felt so poor about it. Because when I did the other slaughtering tomatoes videos, I felt like those were more funny. Like I had the tied up tomato with the sword. It's like, oh no, oh Jesus Christ, it's coming for me! And all those, and just the way I had them all set up was, I felt like I'm running out of ways to slaughter tomatoes, guys. I don't know what else to do.
No, I thought it was perfect. Just like Angus said, the pacing in 3 was really good. Probably the best pacing out of the entire quest. And so where that scene fell in was just perfect. It was just a great time to laugh and enjoy it. And I just, it was really well done.
Yeah, I'm glad. Did you guys like how I built up the Skywalkers being the tomatoes' enemies, and then I just shove them aside like how Game of Thrones did?
I don't watch Game of Thrones, so I didn't get the Skywalkers thing right away. It had to be explained to me.
Okay, yeah, I thought putting the zombie sound effects with it might help. Because I put that with the Skywalkers. Yeah. And I didn't know people would go, why are there Lukes and Anakins? Like, what's up?
I thought it was a Walking Dead reference.
The
Skywalk.
That makes sense. The Walkers still.
Yeah.
I thought I was so clever with that. I'm like, I'm going to have Game of Tomatoes instead of Thrones. And then instead of White Walkers, it's going to be the Skywalkers. I'm a genius.
I remember that you were telling me kind of the gist of some of the stuff in pre-production, and I was like, Sky, what? Like, silly goose. We'll see if it works. I hope it does, but I can definitely see how people be like, what is he doing? Like,
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I thought hopefully I made that funny enough. Radical Jawa, I'm so glad he came through because he left Twitter like right after I asked him to be in my thing.
Karsten.
You what?
Sorry, I'm outside with my kids.
Oh, okay, that's all right. So
Hello to your children.
So you do let them out, Angus?
If you want to see them?
Are they cute? Only if they're cute.
All right, let me flip this. Kiki, say hi.
hello,
Aw.
hello.
Hello.
They're cute.
Luke, come here.
Just a little Cinderella.
How did something so pretty come out of Angus?
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I put it in something else.
Witchcraft.
He stole her from someone, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Say hi, Lucas.
Hi. Hi.
Hello.
Use the force, Lucas. Okay, that was pretty funny. But yeah, so like,
I named him after George Lucas, so the state of Star Wars is very personal.
yeah, he's got to be the.
Yeah.
See, this is already the story that's going to happen. It's going to be let's say 20 years in the future, and let's just say that the Lucasfilm Disney reign has spread very far, but they forgot one thing. They didn't count on the next generation, the next Lucas, the chosen one.
Yeah.
The
I
next
think that's smart.
taking place.
That's smart to name him Lucas and not Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to hear my daughter's favorite song?
Oh,
now?
what is it?
Kiki, sing your song.
Oh.
She loves Frozen. Are you Elsa? Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I despise Frozen as just narratively, but it makes her so happy. So I'm like, okay. I prefer to watch Moana. I can watch Moana a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I like Atlantis, and there's like no singing in the movies that I like. Treasure Planet.
Oh yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, I've actually never seen Treasure Planet. I just never thought to check it out at the library either. Maybe I'll look into that.
Basically,
Alright.
Treasure Island in space.
Are we limiting this conversation to cartoons or any Disney?
Any Disney.
My favorites. Mary Poppins is one of my favorites. Has been since I was a kid. Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Love that one.
Step in time.
And-
Come on, May. Step in time.
I have
And,
a Dick Van Dyke bias.
Nice. Yeah, I like. But for cartoons, I think Lion King is probably my favorite.
Favorite. I liked. I don't know. Is it exclusively Pixar? Is Wally just Pixar?
Yeah,
Is it-
Wally's Pixar.
Pixar.
Wally's great
Pixar
too.
and Disney merged like in 2000, I think.
Mhm.
So they weren't separate too long. I think only like Bug's Life and Toy Story and something else, I think, were before the Disney merge, I think. I could be wrong, but something like that.
I like the Wally story. It's cute.
Did you guys
Yeah, I
ever,
like it too.
did you guys ever see the Disney straight to DVD or just straight to TV movies, the ones that never got released on DVD
Probably.
theater, like the Brink or Double Team or 13th Year, or they're like these weird. They're not bad movies actually, but they're just like little Disney ones. There's Brink and he's trying to do rollerblading or something, and let's give it other bully kids or something, that type of thing. The Paper Brigade, that one was hilarious.
I've seen a lot of their Disney Channel movies.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what they are. The Disney Channel original movies.
The live action ones.
They used to make a lot of them, and they used to be decent, ish, decent-ish for the times, the 90s, 80s.
There's two I think of that I liked. Have you heard of Let It Shine?
I don't remember that one.
There's Let It Shine, and then there's Lemonade Mouth.
Yeah, that one rings a bell. I don't remember what happened in that one, but I remember they had one like that.
Let It Shine was actually that movie made me like rap music because I didn't like it at the time, and then I watched that movie and I was like, actually, rap music isn't that bad. And that's what it was about, really. It was about the stigma against rap music.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, my brother would always bust out Stanky Leg and other things. I was like, God, I hate this stuff. But so I found versions of rap that I like. So
it was a weird Disney Channel movie that they made, and it had African American lead characters, and it wasn't woke.
Yep. Well,
What?
they had another one.
What?
They had another one that was specifically. It was like The Color of Friendship or something, and it was literally about like a black girl going to this white family or something. But it was about culture, like the actual cultures of countries, rather than it being specifically about race and stuff. They had their prejudices kind of in the beginning, but in Disney fashion, they come together and that kind
It's
of
a
thing.
horrible title.
But
Sorry.
it wasn't like woke. It might just be not anyone's flavor. But they had some good ones back in the day.
That's a horrible title. It could be the best movie in the world, but that title sucked.
I'm pretty sure it was called The Color of Friendship. I could be wrong, but that sounds right up how they used to name things. The Xenon Girl of the 21st Century was one back in the day. The Poof Point.
Was Bridge to Terabithia one?
No, that was a theater release and a movie release, I think. But anyway, I'll bring these up in a video or something at some point. I have them on Amazon. I think they're free to watch on Amazon if you have Amazon Prime. Type up some of these titles and they'll
free to watch if you have Amazon Prime.
There's even one on YouTube. No, there's one on YouTube called Christmas Every Day, which is just like Groundhog Day, but Christmas every day, of course. And Disney fashion, it's so corny, stupid, and I don't know, but it's kind of funny. I liked it when I was a kid. It's all right.
I like the Groundhog Day concept. I might watch that.
Yep. With the Disney kid. So, oh yeah. Thomas is in the chat. James Clark, Megazord Jeremy. I will look for you on Discord whenever I find my own Discord thingy. I didn't know that. Drawing for the fun of it. What's up, buddy? I hope you're feeling well. He was going through quite a bit of things a while back. I'm going to make a video this week, actually, showcasing you, Riot Kitty, and Craig, the artists for the Rookie's Quest stuff. So look forward to that. Hope to give you guys some traffic going your way. Will Gentry says, seen a lot of straight to TV movies in my youth, but don't remember any of them now. Yeah, they're not as memorable as you think. I think I watched them multiple times because I had an older brother and sister, and we'd all watch them different times and whatnot. James Clark says, guess I'll get a Pisney streaming service. Not? Oh, okay. Oh, Pisney. Gotcha. I was like, what? I was like, Pisney. What's that?
Thomas.
Thomas. I had Caitlin, the keeper of Jeremy's, be shouting like she was supposed to be one of the tomatoes that get found by Rex and Jamal and them that Mandy was like with and whatnot because they're one of the tomatoes. And she was supposed to be like, Thomas, looking for a child. But yeah, kind of got lost in the thing. And Edward's like, wait, does Ricky have his own Discord or something? I do have a Discord, but I don't remember what it is. I haven't logged into it in like 5 months, 6 months. I don't even know. And the link that I had in my description of my video just expired, I guess, even though it said never expire, but it did anyway. So I don't know. I'll update that later. Anyway, guys on the panel, what do you guys want to talk about? Mandalorian, I know was one that was thrown around earlier. Angus, you guys want to talk about that?
Angus had a great video earlier I watched about an article he read about some potential spoilers for episode 9. If he wants to talk about that.
Potential spoilers for episode 9 and how bad it's going to suck.
Angus is optimistic about that. Who knows? I guess. I don't know. See, I just watched the Mandalorian thing like just now, and I wanted to. Yeah, I don't know. It looks okay, but I'm still like just not. I don't know if I'll get the service for it type of thing. Like I liked how for Disney, I'll give them credit. They had like the stormtroopers' heads on the spikes. That's kind of cool. I wouldn't expect Disney to do that, and it's not exactly gory, so that's some good sign. The visuals look pretty good. The sound effects for the trailer look good. It looks okay, but I don't know if I'd get the service for it. Right now, there's not enough for me to actually get interested to go get the service. Did you guys see that or anything? The Mandalorian trailer?
I watched it without the sound
I watched it.
briefly.
Yep, I watched it, and I am cautiously optimistic after The Last Jedi because the trailers leading up to that was so good, and then we got what we got. So
Yeah.
I'm cautiously optimistic. And I was on Twitter. Damn, I forget who tweeted something about like if we just trash talk every single thing that comes out of Disney Lucasfilm, are we any better than the people that trash talk TFM? And I have to say that when a company does something right, we should praise it. So if The Mandalorian ends up being good, then we should say that. Let's not be hypocrites.
And I agree.
But
The issue is with Disney, though. I would watch it, but I won't support Disney.
right, that's where I'm at too.
The makers of the show, the people who wrote it, awesome, but not Disney as a company.
Makes
So yeah, agreed. I just I'm cautiously optimistic. And they talking about the Obi-Wan series. Like I mean, what can you really do? Unless they create some kind of side plot where he had to go on an adventure and then come back, but he can't run into Vader. He can't run into anybody that would recognize him as General Kenobi.
Actually, there surprisingly is quite a bit that they could do, but I think they'd be foolish to just call it a Kenobi film or Kenobi series because he shouldn't be the star. He should be the catalyst for the events. Like in the book series that I read called The Last of the Jedi. I think it was called The Last of the Jedi. It was between episode 3 and 4. It showed a picture of Ewan McGregor, Ewan, and it was made shortly after Revenge of the Sith, I think, and it's a 10-book series, and it has like Obi-Wan is on Mos Eisley Cantina, and he sees an old Padawan that survived the slaughtering, basically, and the Padawan was in another book series with Anakin as rivals with them when they're in the Jedi, code, so they were rivals before, and this guy survived, and then so Obi-Wan sends him on a mission to go find somebody or find kyber crystals or something. I don't remember what it was. And then at some point he finds another exiled older Jedi that survived or something. And they find some Force sensitive kid later. They find Dex, like Obi-Wan links him up with him, and they do some underground stuff. And then they start kind of forming like a little bit of a small, tiny little bitty rebellion type thing, but they don't really go big yet. And kind of like how in Rebels a little bit, they kind of had their little force, but I don't know, that would be an okay type of show, I think, because they show a scene where like Vader's walking by and this other Padawan is like hiding behind something while he's going by, and he's like sweating, like the way they described his fear with Vader there, he's like holy shit, and he felt familiar, so that was more weird for this guy. I was like, that's kind of cool. That'd be cool to see that on screen, but
yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, then they could always go with the Jedi that escaped. You could always go with those. They're looking for some place to hide, and if they decide to maybe have Vader hunting them down, I mean, it'd be a great chance to see Vader again actually hunting Jedi, and I think that would be some good story arcs to have in that series.
Yeah, I agree. It's like I don't think we need any of that, but that would be cool, a good direction for them to do something. But again, I'm one of the people that kind of would like to have some films that are like outside of the 3 trilogy range, like go that's not where there's the Empire or the clones or something. Can we go away from both in First Order, all that? We be somewhere else where that's not happening, or somewhere else in the universe where that's not affected, so we can see different visuals. See, I do like in the Mandalorian trailer, there seem to be quite a few aliens. That's something we haven't seen in a while. It's like, oh yeah, aliens are in this galaxy. Huh, who knew? Shit. So that was good.
That's kind of what I liked about Rogue One a little bit, because it was outside of the main story from the original trilogy, what the sequel trilogy built off of. It was related to it, but it was completely different people that you could get along with. I know that they basically took the original characters from the EU and changed their names and basically stole all of that, but I still enjoyed a fresh character to be like, oh, she's a new thing,
Yeah, I feel you on that. Big time.
So they definitely should have done something new.
Yeah, which I wish I liked Rogue One more, but I was kind of bored with it. But I did.
Really, were you?
appreciated different things that they did, but overall, like
I
was kind of snoring through it, and every time I see them do something, I'm like, why'd you do that exactly? Like when they parked like way the hell out on the planet in the beginning, and they like way over there, and like, okay, these are rebels that are hiding on purpose, and they know that they'll be desired, and you have no defense set up at all. Like none of the robots on the farm have like an explosive or something, and no mines, nothing, and they did a stormtrooper doll, and I'm like, I get what you're trying to say here, but why would a kid want to play with a stormtrooper if that's the oppressing force that you as a rebel don't? I don't know. There's things like that go in my head, and I'm like, this is annoying. So
I liked how it should have ended. Talked about that at the beginning. With them parking all the way back.
Yeah, they're like, a sniper shot. Done.
Yeah.
Well, it's like when the stormtroopers go to the cave and they're like, oh, footprints end here. I guess we're gonna leave. It's like you have life scanning things. That was all the way in episode, A New Hope. Like you're just like, oh, guess they just vanish. Like really? And you left the planet. You could have left the cave and still had people on the planet to look for survivors because nobody's gonna leave the planet. Where else do you go? So.
Maybe the other thing I love about Rogue One is that, like, with the people who don't like and the people who do, there isn't like disdain or anger there. You're not angry that you were disappointed with Rogue One, and you don't completely understand why people like it. You're not like, well, why do you like it? It's like there's so many issues. It's like, oh, well, you liked it. That's fine. We have that sort of within us with Rogue One, and that's the difference between what happened with The Last Jedi. Yeah,
exactly. And it's like I wasn't insulted with anything in Rogue One. I was just like baffled by some of the choices they made and whatnot. I'm like, oh, that's what you did. And like when the blind guy is fighting the stormtroopers, like, okay, you already had the stormtroopers look weak when they fought the Ewoks, but then you have this blind guy like flick dirt at this one stormtrooper, and he goes, like dirt. You have a helmet, it'd go. What? You hit him. Yeah, he like trips a stormtrooper. He hits a stormtrooper with a stick. It should go, what? Punch him in the face. I don't know. Like when she had her baton weapons or something, that seems more close force rather than a stick that like would just go, oh, hey, that tickled.
I don't know. I mean, well, first off, look, I'm prejudiced. First off, Donnie Yen was in the movie. I love Donnie Yen, and he was a guardian of the Jedi Temple there. Yeah, there's the Kyber Crystal Temple. So for me, I have to reach a little further into the lore of the character, maybe the background of the character, maybe fill in those blanks. So if he's a martial artist, using the Force for sight and wielding a boom, wielding a stick, I would think that his hits would be a little more stronger than anybody else using a bow staff. So that's the way I looked at it.
I mean, to me, like I'm okay with the Force being the sight and all, but maybe if the stick was metal. Like it's because it seemed to be a wooden stick against stormtrooper armor, which is, I guess, paper mache. But still.
Oh, it absolutely was. After the construction of the first Death Star, the budget for the second Death Star caused all of the stormtroopers to build their armor out of paper mache. Hence, the Ewoks defeating them on Endor.
Yeah, and it's like it just to me like it could have been a cooler scene if like they had to struggle a little more simply facing off the stormtroopers because like with Jedi and our Han Solo and they always make it seem so easy and it's like we're not attached to these guys. Like let's have them struggle to freaking fight off 10 stormtroopers. Like that would have been interesting to me. But yeah.
And something I saw Shellback say something earlier. You brought up on screen about not punishing Filoni and Favreau, for not liking the Mandalorian outright because those creators, we know they're good. I think that they're both good creators, and I just like to mention, just like to go into a little bit of a theory for a second. Remember that video that Grace Randolph put out about a year ago about the emergency meeting with Disney, Lucasfilm, Disney Marvel sat in, and Bob Iger went off on Kennedy. Now, Grace Randolph, I don't think she'd report on something unless she had a feeling that what she's reporting on was real. Now, we haven't heard a lot coming out of Disney Lucasfilm, but let's just say that we know TLJ destroyed the fandom. The Phantom Menace was created. Nobody's buying the toys. You can buy Last Jedi toys for 50 cents. Nerdrotic just posted that not too long ago. We know that the financial viability of this franchise has dipped severely since The Last Jedi. So let's just assume for a moment that that meeting did happen. And let's assume that Kathleen Kennedy at this point is just a figurehead. All right. Also, let's look at the Force Awakens. Right, you had J.J. Abrams, which it was a rehash of A New Hope. They're trying to capture that original trilogy spirit, whatever the excuse is. But J.J. created something. J.J. created something and built it up to be something. Everything from the Force vision with the lightsaber. I mean, there was a lot of things there that just were completely ignored in The Last Jedi. Every artist, whether you're a singer, whether you're a poet, a writer, every artist has ego. All right, and they have it's a part of being an artist is having an ego, having confidence in your work, dealing with criticism and so forth. In my opinion, Rian Johnson coming in and disregarding everything about The Force Awakens and just doing his own thing and just making a wreck of the fandom, maybe that pissed JJ off. As a creator, that would piss me off. Like, dude, what are you doing? And as callous as we've seen Rian Johnson to be toward the fandom, toward other people, toward criticism, like, we know he's a troll. He likes creating movies that create division. He likes pissing people off. So could you imagine working with that kind of guy? So working with that kind of attitude as a creator, if I were J.J. Abrams, I'd be pissed at this guy. I think he's going to retcon TLJ. I really do. I think he's going to do a lot of work. And he seems to be like the only, whatever you feel about Jar Jar Abrams, it seems like the only competent person on deck at the moment. So who's to say Bob Iger stepped in and said, F you, Ruin, F you, Kennedy, you're just a figurehead here, extend your contract because we can't fire a woman in the Me Too era. But here, JJ, you have full creative control. We know JJ worked with Lucas. Now there's talks about the Wills being brought in, which was the original idea for the sequel trilogy under Lucas's original treatments. So if they're going with that, then I think we're going to see a kind of an olive branch to the fandom. I'm hoping this is the best case scenario, in my opinion. Some kind of olive branch to the fandom. You got a lot of talks about Rey possibly, having memory loss. Maybe she's older than she is, so to speak. Maybe she lost her memory, locked in carbonite, carbonite freezing effects or something. Who knows what that could be? There's also been talk about Kylo not being the bad guy, and that Snoke, and as much as Snoke is maybe useless, Snoke had said he had been around since before the Jedi. He saw the Galactic Empire rise, and he saw all that, all that happen. So if we're talking about something that old, a lot of people thought it was Plagueis. Plagueis was long-lived. But what if they're pulling the Wills out, which has already been talked about in Rebels? Was it Rebels? Talking about the world between worlds and all that. Mm-hmm. What's to say they're not going to pull a bad guy out of Clone Wars or Rebels? If there's this mystery bad guy, it's not going to be Palpatine. I'm sure Palpatine's going to be in there at some point. They said this movie's going to tie together all 9. Well, what if the bad guy is someone like the Son from the Clone Wars, an ancient character?
You talking about Mortis?
Yeah. What if that bad guy is that person? Some ancient pure dark side power. Somebody who's manipulative. He tried to tempt Anakin. You remember that story. So what if that is the overarching bad guy that we're going to see in Episode 9 to tie everything together?
Really quick, I just want to address a comment I saw on I can only see a highlighted comment as it goes, but Stig says something. Kylo killed his dad. He's a bad guy. Well, like a lot of people like Zeus, and Zeus, made a conspiracy to murder his father. So just because you commit homicide against your family doesn't make you intrinsically evil.
It makes you good.
No, I'm not saying it makes you good. Clearly not.
But it's make you specifically the bad guy in the story.
Yeah,
no, I guess not.
People have such a hard on to hate Kylo because they hate the sequel trilogy, they hate Reylos or whatever. They're not willing to give the narrative his chance for his progression, for redemption.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if he's Kmart, if he is discount Vader, then how crazy is it that sorry about my son. If he's Kmart Vader, then how crazy is it for him to be able to be redeemed if Vader could be redeemed? Either he's actually more evil than Vader, or he's not. So it's like, pick a lane.
It's the thing about Vader. Mm-hmm. Vader was meant to do what he did, and Vader died doing what he did.
But it's like if he were to have lived, then would he be counted as redeemed, or like still to pay for his crimes?
See, like in the EU, I believe, from what I've read about the EU, it took Leia a long time to forgive him for what he did, and to even speak with him when he came as a Force Ghost.
Mhm.
He tried.
Yeah.
He redeemed himself to Luke most.
Yeah.
No, that
True.
makes sense. Sorry, I'm muting. It's my son will have the outbursts playing outside.
Yeah.
He did a lot of bad things, but
Yeah,
I
no,
want to touch
agree.
on.
It's just like I don't. Oh my god, sorry. I don't think it Kylo's patricide equals Vader's 20 years in a genocidal regime. So I mean, if anything, it equates. If not, Vader's still way more bad and has way more skeletons in his closet. And if he can be redeemed,
Right.
from what we're seeing, from what we're hearing in spoilers and stuff, it's like Palpatine has been manipulating Kylo through him trying to talk to his grandfather through the mask that he has. So it's like, if that's the case, he's not quite completely guilty, as opposed to Anakin, who also was manipulated.
I wish
I
they
don't
had
think it's
touched on
Palpatine
that
though.
more. I wish they had touched on that more. I could have been more sympathetic towards Kylo if they had touched on more that he was forced, that he was being manipulated and he didn't know what he was doing. The thing is about Anakin and his turn to the dark side is he thought the Sith and the dark side were good. He thought what they were doing was the right thing and that the Jedi were evil.
Mhm.
What does Kylo think? What is Kylo going through right now? I'm going to finish what you started? They didn't touch on that at all. His character makes no sense to me. He's just an angry child who wants power, is all I've gotten from him as a character. They haven't brought anything to him.
Right, because they didn't expand on The Last Jedi. That movie is just awful. They didn't expand anything. They didn't create any character development. They didn't give us that chance. We didn't get the Empire Strikes Back of this trilogy. We got something. We got something that looked like Star Wars but didn't feel like Star Wars. And that's why I'm saying I think that if Kennedy's been sidelined and she's just a figurehead, and you've got JJ working with Lucas, then the course correction here is going to be an attempt to fix 8 and create 9 while creating 9. So I'm interested in what's going to happen. I'm still boycott 9, but I'm interested to see.
I'm not interested. One, because I don't like J.J. Abrams. I've never liked J.J. Abrams. When he did The Force Awakens, I was very skeptical, but I liked it. I liked The Force Awakens, despite its issues, its very clear issues. But then The Last Jedi, took a spotlight and went, here's all the issues with this one, and just emphasized them more. So I hate The Force Awakens now. I can't. That movie is awful.
Yeah, I can't watch TFA. I haven't watched TFA since TLJ came out. It's a shame.
Has no idea how space works. He's never understood how space works, as seen by his Star Trek movies. He doesn't seem to comprehend how things work scientifically. He just does what he thinks looks good. He does what he sees without thinking about how it will work. Well, how will I make it look like this? How will I explain that these things are happening? He doesn't do that.
That's true. I mean, but you also have to put in the element of fantasy science, because some of that, even in old Star Trek and Star Wars, there's a bit of fantasy science involved.
I think she means based on what they establish in Star Wars. Like in Star Wars, they establish how space works when blank happens, and then when they ignore it, there's that. But Angus has a little more optimistic view on Episode 9. So if you wanted to elaborate any more,
could you keep me off, because I'm not sure what specifically you're talking about.
Oh, just in general, in response to Miss and Steven, maybe with the
I
thoughts on it.
Overall, I'm even doubtful of JJ, because he's part of the problem. I don't know if it's genuine, if he's just being a genuine libtard with his rhetoric and you just hate Last Jedi because women, stuff like that. Hiring a token black woman to be his second unit director, those things, or if it's him playing the long game to get his $500 million deal with Warner or Lucasfilm, whoever he was trying to play to get. I don't know. I don't doubt that he's a Star Wars fan. I just people have motives, like these SJWs, they like Star Wars, but they're like, oh, it could be better. It could do what I want. It could be political. It could, like all this tokenization and stuff. So like all the concerns pretty much everyone's having in the panel and on the chat, I see, I've talked about, I've agreed with to some degree or another. But I'm willing to have hope this time around. I actually, when they released the teaser kind of behind the scenes reel of Mandalorian, they did season 7 of Clone Wars and Jedi Fallen Order and Rise of Skywalker. I said Skywalker is the only thing I'm interested in because they've already tanked any optimism with Last Jedi, so it can only go up from Last Jedi. It can only get better.
Yeah.
I already have a low expectation. I already have like a high tolerance, if you will, to soy and poison from these SJWs with my product. So I'm not surprised with Clone Wars. The rhetoric they used from Ahsoka from season 5, in the vein of post Captain Marvel Disney, of post Last Jedi Disney, it reads uber feminist. It reads hero. They're going to take what you love with Clone Wars, make it soy with Ahsoka. She's going to be the lead now, and they're going to manipulate what you loved about that show. My prediction: Jedi Fallen Order has a black woman master for this white boy Jedi. I'm expecting some sort of white guilt, white privilege narrative, male toxicity, etc., to be the end game. I'll be surprised to be happy if it's not, but that's what I'm expecting. And with Mandalorian, even if this new trailer looks amazing visually, if it turns out to be like Have Gun Will Travel or one of those 60s bounty hunter shows, it ends up being pointless and repetitive, like Dukes of Hazzard. Like, oh look, this happens this episode, and then that's just the show every episode. There's no progression. Like Rawhide. Every episode is them on the trail, but they never get anywhere. So that's all of that combined is why I have the most optimism for Rise of Skywalker, because it's the biggest potential to wow me.
Yeah.
All right. Well said.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, to me, I'm kind of on board, kind of with Miss on this. It's like so far in these last 2 movies, they haven't really done anything to keep me interested in figuring out what happens next. And seeing the trailer for episode 9, and I still don't really care. So just not really gonna see it. When it comes December, I won't have much Star Wars content. So yeah, it might not be what people want for their channels, but I mean, I if I don't feel like watching, I'll only watch it if my brother really wants to go see it or something. We'll go see it together, I guess. But
I love the optimism. I love the optimism that people have towards this movie, because people are right. We can't just be hateful towards this film all the time. That can't just be what we are, because we're angry because we want Star Wars to be better, not because we want to be angry. And my distrust and anger towards the film doesn't mean that I'm just hoping it's going to suck. I don't want it to suck, but if it's good, I don't really care. I don't care enough.
Ditto.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much where the entire fan base is at this point. We've been, and even those of us that aren't, in it to win it, to defend our modern mythologies, just the general population is just not interested because we've been given such poor storytelling. Even if you don't know that the Lucasfilm employees have been telling us off and calling us man babies and sexist and all that garbage. Like, even if you don't know, just the content itself has turned a lot of people off. So this is...
Well, I was going to add one thing, Steven, just to your point you're making. The remember back when Force Awakens came out, they released the trailer 13 months before the movie came out on like Black Friday. It's like, oh my God, Star Wars.
Yeah.
In Last Jedi, they released the first trailer. I think it was April of 2017, and then the second one, October, and it was like super. I was like, oh my God, that trailer was awesome! I got to buy my tickets. Got 2 days, in advance. And this one, it's like, yeah, we're almost at September. It's 3 months out, and like, no one's really talking about it. Like even with this impending, everyone's like Mandalorians, Kenobi, Clone Wars, even Jedi Fallen Order this year. No one's talking about Rise of Skywalker. So like regardless of what you feel, if you hate the Phantom Menace, you hate our side and what we stand for, what we talk about, you got to give us some credence. And the fact that Galaxy's Edge is being reported by just normal news, like, yeah, Disney's really flopping on this. And I think that tells you something. Media's not even in their pocket now.
Well, some stories get so big you can't hide it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but speaking of stories, Steven, there seems to be this gigantic rap battle going on between you, Zod, and Snow, and I was gonna throw my hat in the ring, but I'm so relaxed. I don't know if I should destroy you guys with anything. I don't know.
Oh, do it! Come on, rookie. Come on in, man. Come on and do it. That was fun. I saw
doing after the stream.
Cool, dude. Yeah, I saw Zod and Snow going at it. I just thought it was funny. Both those guys are good, and I just wanted to have fun with it.
What started it? What started this rap battle?
Zod called Snow out or something. It was a tweet rhyme. It was like a tweet rap, like in words. And then Snow was like, "All right." So he makes a video response, and then Zod made his response, and Steven made a response to both. It was a little thing, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna do one too." But I'm like, I'd rather stream first. So yeah, we'll see. I thought that was kind of funny with it, but yeah.
Yeah, check it out. Zod's last one was like 2 minutes long. It was really good. And Snow Dub came at me. It was really good. Like they both had me.
Oh yeah. What's up, open-minded movie man in the chat? Larry Shellback. We got Emperor Caesar. What's up, dude? I got lots of people coming on in every now and then. I've been paying attention to the chat too, guys. Whenever I highlight you, that means I see you and I read your comments. So even if I'm not responding directly, I am noticing it definitely. And yeah, I don't know. For me, just going when it comes to December around Star Wars, like I'd rather be working on my next film project than covering Star Wars news. Plenty of people in the fandom that will be covering it already. So
right.
Like I'm not gonna worry about seeing it really and whatnot. If people are giving it really high praise or recommendations on it, then I might consider seeing it. But I don't know.
I'll be buying a ticket for something else.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like now, like as much as I love Star Wars, like I don't need to see the movies. Like if I don't think I'll like them, I don't need to see them. Like I saw Solo, and I was really like, oh my god. I saw Rogue One, and I was like, oh my god. And I'm just like, I thought those ones were going to be my saving grace, the spinoff ones, but no. So
you guys are gonna hate me. I thought Solo was okay.
No, that's fine.
That's fine.
I'm gonna hate you for doing it, but
Solo was another one of those movies where it's like, who gives a shit if you liked it or not?
There are moments in it that I enjoyed. My favorite moment was when Kiri and Han are trying to fly, and then Wookiee's like, "Move, bitch, let me go," and then it's him and Han. And I was like, that was a great moment.
Gender checked her.
Yeah, pretty much. He's like, I don't know how to fly. He's like,
Steven, I agree. I gave Solo a 5 out of 10. I thought overall it was just a flat movie. The cinematography I didn't mind, but it was like a little too dark for some of the scenes to like make sense or like really understand what's going on. Darth Maul was cool. I know most people only know the saga films are like, wait, Darth Maul's in this? He's dead. And it's like the Clone Wars Rebels. He's still around this timeline. That was cool. It was cool that Ron Howard asked his son, like, hey, who do you think I should put in this? We got like an open slot for a villain. And he checked with like Pablo and everyone, and they said, "Yeah, this will work." I was fine with it. I would love to see them expand on them all in between, I think was it Morban or Korban, whatever, and his death with Kenobi.
Obi-Wan series.
I think it was Morban.
And I don't know. It was just direction. Like, I would love to see the alternate universe Lord and Miller movie. Just like I would like to see the complete unaltered, unadulterated Gareth Edwards Rogue One.
I think the thing is about like.
Well, go ahead, Miss. I'm sorry.
The thing is about the movies like Solo and Rogue One, and even The Last Jedi, is if you like those films, but you can see that there are definite issues with the movies and be like, oh, I see why you don't like it. Or even if you can be like, well, this is my argument for it, or at very least be able to just be like, yeah, but I liked it. That's fine. It's when you refuse to see that there's issues with the movie and walk around saying it's as good as Citizen Kane and losing your shit when someone talks about it in a negative way. And that's the weird
Right.
thing about all of this. You know,
Right.
I'm a Tim Burton fan, and I completely understand why people don't really like his movies.
I'm a Tim Burton fan too. Hail Tim Burton.
I love Tim Burton, but a lot of people don't like his stuff, and I completely get why, but I just enjoy it without a real explanation behind it.
No, I just like his themes, and his are very concurrent in every movie, damn near every movie. You know, I've always been a fan of Tim. And another thing, real quick about Solo, bringing Maul into it, you know, from the cartoons. That's another thing that gives me a little bit more confidence that they're going to be bringing maybe some more from those series into Episode 9 to try and save what they can. I honestly think they're going to be pulling out the stops. Well, one thing is for damn sure: Luke Skywalker is not alive. This movie fails completely and utterly.
I don't know. Like I said, I've lost all interest with seeing how it ends. It's like a lot of it. There's this one guy in my comments that was like, "Oh my gosh, you can't react the way you are reacting to the trailer of Episode 9 because there was the whole plan to have this be how it all is anyway, or something." I'm like, I don't care if that was what Lucas wanted. I don't care either because from what I could tell, this wasn't really necessary. But I don't know. That's kind of the issue with movies these days and TV shows. It's like we all want more of something that we like, but then we get more and it loses quality or feels like, you know, why do we know this much? And it, you know, it lessens the imagination. Like there's some things that I kind of don't want to know. Like even in, I can't think of an example at the moment, but it's like, well, kind of like with Solo. Like I don't need to know any of the stuff he was doing back in the day to, you know, do anything else. I don't need that to enhance anything. It doesn't enhance anything for me. It just, you know, it goes, okay, that explains that, I guess.
You know, I'm thinking of doing a video. It's crazy you said this, Ricky, where it's like, oh, you know, I've already come to that conclusion. You know, like I'm enjoying Comicsgate and comics because even though I know Marvel is creatively bankrupt now, both in the MCU now with SJWs and in the comics for a few years now, there's about 80 years of you know, stories to find. Like I'm reading 1970s like first issues of Ghost Rider. You know, I'm reading an Elseworld Batwoman or Batman Catwoman, where she's the hero of Gotham and he's the murderous villain. And there's so much fun stuff and, you know, wacky stories and beautiful art to find. And same with movies. Like I just watched Rambo finally. You know, I'm going back in time, finding new stuff to me.
Ditto.
And people for some reason think they have to keep going to the theater to be entertained. I don't get it. You know, there's no matter how much classics you've seen, there's more you haven't. There's more stuff to find under a rock. I'm like, oh my god, I was no one talking about this. You know, just like you did that Deep in the Valley. No one's reviewing that. No one knows about it. So you have a new little niche to take over. You know, and for me, it's like, you know, I'm trying to write a comic, so it's like this is. It's fun to like find this stuff for the first time, unadulterated. And I was thinking today, before I wrote my video that I did today, of how kind of poetic it is. Like Lucas kind of started the modern blockbuster craze with Episode 1 and the prequel trilogy, and also Lord of the Rings, kind of simultaneously the way it was released. And then you get Transformers, you get the MCU, you get the MonsterVerse, like all this stuff. The MCU is really dictating, copying, but it's kind of poetic that Lucas, after about 13 years, like ended up selling out his universe. Like, yeah, people just want to be spoon-fed, and I want to do crazy stuff. I want to try stuff. People don't have patience for it, so I'm out. He wasn't just reading Star Wars; he was reading the film industry, and that's what's so crazy. Is he's just counting his dough. He throws it wherever he wants for charity, and letting everyone else suffer. And then he gets to come back in and make an extra $1 if he wants, off these dumbasses who you know, pissed all over his universe and are now needing to like, oh fuck, you know, we should have just did his script because people would have bought it. It's Lucas, you know. Like,
yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Like with me, it's like I wish that people would be more okay with some finality with things. Like Star Wars is a type of brand that doesn't need to fully continue with the movies. Like I thought it was doing fine for however many years, you know, through books, comics, you know, cartoons, video games. They don't need to be cinematic movies to continue. I mean, the more you add, the more, like, the less you have to play with in your own mind. Like, what if they made more Lord of the Rings stuff all the time, just all the way around, filling in everything you didn't need to know? Like, it might seem kind of cool at first to get the extra lore, but then after a while, there'd be nothing to really think about. It's kind of like, okay, so I know exactly where he came from, where that came from, what happened here, what happened after, and just kind of like, I don't know, kind of lose. It's pointless at a point, you know? So I think anyway. Got Anomaly Inc. in the chat as well. What's up, man? It's been a while. Just stopping by and say hello.
Hey, what's up, Anomaly?
Yep. Yeah, I want to do another Game of Thrones stream soon. I'm almost done with season 3.
Rookie, you should get Anomaly on to talk about Jumanji 3.
Oh yeah, he loves Jumanji. I think he loves
I'm
Jumanji
excited
so
about
much. Another fucking Jumanji movie. Another fucking Jumanji movie. I told him to rant about anything in my skit, and he chose Jumanji. So, well, more The Rock, I'd say. He really loves The Rock.
It's because he's a racist. Yeah. Tron 3. I would love Tron 3.
Yes, I thought the Tron Legacy was good. I have a tendency of liking bad movies. That's how I like me. Well, movies that people think are bad, and I thought Tron Legacy was great. I would love to see Tron 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson's a dick.
Yeah, I never really got into the stuff.
I grew up on that old Disney. You know, when I was a kid I was one of the rich kids that had cable.
Ah.
So when I was a kid, yeah. So, you know, I had Disney on the Disney Channel when it was, you know, you were getting cartoons from back when they first started in the 30s, 40s, 50s, you know, and all those old school movies. So Tron was one of those movies that was always on. So I'm just a fan.
Okay.
It was the Matrix before the Matrix.
But okay, so I think we're gonna be closing out kind of soon. Anything else you guys want to kind of cover? Anything on your guys' mind you guys wanted to chit chat about?
JJ Abrams can suck it.
Okay. Facts. Any questions in the chat you guys want us to answer or to go over or anything? I was gonna ask Steven, you know, how's your book coming along? I know Volume 1 has gone through quite a bit of you know, research and hell going through and everything to change up with the High Council and stuff.
Oh no, I'm not approaching what happened with the High Council toward later in the series, and I'll find a creative way to do that.
Good idea.
I've been keeping any, like, I guess, unnecessary drama. You know, like, I'm not making a drama story, so it's doing well. The editing is coming along, thanks to all of the gracious and wonderful people who put into the GoFundMe. I can't thank you guys enough. I think I've messaged every single person that's given to it on that platform. Thank you. Nerdrotic shouted it out the other day on a live stream and read the part of the description that I had on it, and I realized that one part of it was wrong. And I had never changed it. I had meant to go back and change it. It was saying that Ethan Van Sciver coined the phrase "the Phantom Menace." That is not true. That happened way back in early 2000s. Yeah, so I was wrong about, and he read that, and I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to change that. Damn it! But I've talked to Gary, and I should be going on Nerdrotic at some time soon, which is awesome. The conversation with Gary went like this. I called him and I said, dude, I only wanted this phone call for selfish reasons because you're one of my heroes. And he laughed and said, dude, you're one of my heroes. I just found out about this book and got the email from 2 months ago. And then the conversation went great from there. Gary is a great guy. So we talked, and I'll be on this show at some point soon. Poor John Talks. I've been trying to get up with him and get on his show, but we just keep missing each other. Like, work or life gets in the way, and we just keep missing one another. We're going to do that at some point.
He's a late night goer.
Yeah, so we just keep missing each other. That's purely it. I love John. I've been watching John since he was a wee bitty channel. Yeah, so the editing going well. My co-author is hard at work. Volume 1 should be ready to go into some kind of Indiegogo campaign in October. And then while that's happening, we'll be working on 2, and then 3, and then 4. And then as we see the aftermath of episode 9, and other stories, like the Sony Marvel story with Spider-Man, things like that. As those things begin to pan out, then I'll probably place that in 5. I plan on getting the personalities, all the people that help me with the book, or let me highlight them, or added their words to them. I'm probably going to do that around volumes 2 and 3. And special announcement, in case anybody doesn't know, Gary Nerdrotic is going to be writing a chapter for the Phantom Menace volumes, probably be in volume 3 on Doctor Who. So I'm glad that I locked down an actual Whovian to talk about that. So proud of that.
Sweet.
Yeah. Hey, Steven, what's the GoFundMe at, and what's the goal on it?
The goal is 6,000. If I can get it to 6,000, then we can reduce the price for the book to to where we're barely making a profit. I'm not, of course I'm trying to make a profit, but I don't want to charge people an arm and a leg, because of all the money, the money that I've put into it so far. And so we are currently at 1,869. Awesome number. If I can get another 1,000, then that'd be great. We'll see if I can push and maybe make that happen. But it seems like after that whole Stephen Waynard 501st thing happened, it's like my GoFundMe just stalled out of nowhere. I have no idea if that was just bad press or what happened with that. But I'm still thankful.
You know what you need to do? We're in a DM together, so we'll talk. But you need to get Red Gaze to make you a trailer to put on your channel. He's been doing some trailers for smaller comic skaters that are new, and he's really good in the area. Of course, we know his voice, but he's also good at crafting these pitches if he knows your product. So
nice. I'll talk to him.
No, I'm excited about it. I've known about this. Me and Rookie and some of us lower guys in the Phantom Menace, we've known about this for a while, especially with that tweet where that guy just made you more famous. So yeah, it's been fun. I will get the chapter for you, my angle about stuff. So
okay, good.
I get distracted.
No, I know you guys are all busy. I'm thankful anytime you guys, big or small, give me a chance to talk about anything, and have been so helpful. And I'm appreciative of all of you.
Hey, Stefan, are you okay?
Oh, look, it's this motherfucker. Hi, what's going on, buddy?
Just want to make sure you're done licking your wounds after that nasty rap battle.
No, not at all. I got something for you, buddy. It's going to be coming soon. No, that was really good stuff. That was great, Dub.
Up, Snow.
What are we talking about?
We're kind of wrapping up, but I don't know if you guys still want to go on for a little bit. We can go a little longer.
Actually, Ricky, I need to go, but I was wondering if you would, if I kind of pitch to new people my comic idea I'm putting together.
Yeah, I suppose.
Cool. So look forward maybe in a month or so. I have an artist making essentially a promo poster for this creation I'm writing called Methgator, #Methgator. It's going to be a Comic Skate Indiegogo project probably next year. Essentially is inspired from Red Gaze covering a news article about people trying to flush their meth before they got caught by the cops. And so the cops warn people, hey, don't flush your meth, you'll make meth gators. And that inspired me to want to make an actual kind of Venom or Hulk type of character that's crossed with Breaking Bad. So that's why that alligator video is on my channel. And I'm just doing my research scientifically and elsewise. But look forward to that soon. I'll update y'all more on my channel. Gotta go. Great job, Rookie. Good hanging out with y'all. Talk to y'all later.
All right, yeah, later. All
Whatever,
right.
Bengals.
Before we keep on going real quick, Open-Minded Movie Man asked a question saying, what the heck movies, April movies, do you actually like Mission Impossible 3, Super 8, Star Trek? I think that's more directed to Miss.
Super 8 was good. I can agree Super 8 was good. It's not hard to screw that up, I don't think. J.J. Abrams should not touch existing franchises. He can make his own stuff and do the mystery box crap that he does all he wants. He messed up Star Trek and he messed up Star Wars.
So he should have his own Abrams where he can just keep on set up as many mystery boxes as he wants, and then have a second have a co-director, somebody to do the sequel to finish it out. Set one up with one movie, have another director finish it. or something.
I don't know if Super 8 was based on comic books or
Just make
something.
duologies or something with another director. He makes number 1, somebody else makes number 2, finishes that off.
The man does not understand science. He doesn't understand distances between planets. He doesn't.
Yeah,
does not get that.
Force Awakens with the Star Killer base blowing up the 5 planets in orbit. I face palmed so hard. I'm like, no,
Right.
no solar system
The
is
whole
lined up.
concept of
That's how like kids think that the solar system is. It's like, oh, you just hop to planet to planet. It's like, no, they're different orbit. No, it's not. It's not. No.
yeah.
That would be a song
The
that
whole
anything.
concept of Star Killer Base is absolutely ridiculous and makes no sense. Not at
Mhm.
all. I could excuse it when I first watched the movie. It was like, it's J.J. Abrams, that's what he does. But
Yeah.
he messes
They could've
things
just-
up.
They could have done so much better if they just run with the Outer Rim's Imperial Remnant story. Just taking that from the EU. I just flushed it out. Look, the original trilogy is classic, all right, and then the prequels is expanded upon those classics. You can't go back to the small scale again, in my opinion. I think they really screwed the pooch on that. You already have a big scale. I'm not saying it has to be as big as the prequels, but explain to us what's going on in the universe. Don't just throw the First Order in our face and Star Killer Base and go, here, Death Star 2.0, or 3.0. Like, what? That didn't make sense.
Okay.
I just want to chime in here real quick, Rookie. You can cancel the stream anytime. I just want to pop in, say congratulations and amazing job on your movies. I know you put in so much hard work, and we appreciate you, man. And good job on your part too, Miss. Everybody nailed it, and wow, unfortunately we want more now. So now,
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that because, dude, I have so many more ideas in my head, and hearing like everyone saying that they would want more of this, they want more stuff like this. So that's what I got. That's my main thing. I'm trying to I want to be an indie filmmaker, but like I'm trying to learn everything I can by doing it, and for YouTube and the audience and seeing what other people think right now is a perfect way to do it. So I have more ideas, plenty more to come, and more.
Yeah, you're on the right track.
If you guys all want to
Definitely
collaborate
right.
with this and be part of it, then that'll be even better because I don't have to just write for the Jeff Squad characters. I can write for more people and have interactions.
That's great.
That's what I like.
That's how. I'm sorry, Rick.
No, I like being able to write parts for more people to interact with. So it's not just me interacting with another me. It's like I can have an actual villain like Rito Repulse, like Kylo Jeremy Snoke, and I can have all the NPC things to fight and whatnot. Find different music. The soundtrack. I'm gonna put together a soundtrack playlist for everybody for the whole trilogy, so y'all can see which songs they for all of it. Because everybody commented that they loved it, so I'm gonna make sure I get that for everybody to see. I'll be making a full credits video probably by tomorrow or the next day, crediting every single person that did every single part of whatever it is, and so everybody knows who did what, which tomato and everything, so that you can all point to whomever. And that might be like a 20-minute long video, I don't know, or I might split it up into parts, but so
yeah. And I think in a world where we're all upset about the direction that entertainment's going, and we're all fighting tooth and nail to have our voice heard about our modern mythologies and protect these things, and to have somebody like Rookie and the Fandom Menace creating something that brings us together, that makes us happy, like just entertainment that we can all get behind and we can all enjoy. I think that's special, and I'm going to be writing a series of articles for geeksandgamers.com about the Fandom Menace, in which I'm highlighting certain creators, and the Rookie Critic will be one of those the highlighted articles.
Yeah, but I appreciate that big time, man. I'd love to be able to talk with you one-on-one about that kind of stuff. And yeah, like I know, yeah, we all voice our concerns about entertainment and whatnot. And I'm like, I want to make the entertainment at some point. I don't want to just be watching it. Like I like how Doomcock says, without respect, we reject. But also, it's kind of like, we're not accepting the trash you put here, but we just want the green grass that you put here. And I'm kind of like, we're still the cow in this scenario. I don't know. I want to be the farmer in this one,
Right.
At some point.
The cow just left.
Oh yeah, that's true. The beef, the Angus stir. But it's like, I like that I'm finding so many talented people through this. And it's like, Snowed Up, like your music talent is good. Your puppetry is very unique, and that's you. Kermit has his own little shtick that he does with his thing with his jokes are hilarious. I found a couple of great artists, found good singers. Jesse from Exaggeration Nation did 3 different guitar parts throughout the trilogy. Julie sung 2 different songs with it. Mary played Rita Repulsa and gave her own performance. Katarn did his performance, and with his lightsabers that he built. Like, I'm liking finding the talent from everybody. I found a voice actress that's an up and comer trying to be one. I'm like, I like finding that talent. I wouldn't have found it if I didn't even make my project. So I'm glad that I'm able to.
Yeah, Ricky. I'm from the Northwest, so I plan on doing a little road trip here, West Coast road trip soon, and you'll be one of my stops. So maybe we can get Rookie and Jolly together for something,
Yes, that would be kick ass. And
coming soon. Stay tuned.
But yeah, and Immortal's up here too, so that'd be cool. He's a little further down from me. I don't have a car, so to me he seems like he's way further away, but he's probably not that far a drive if I had a car. But Yeah, a couple hours, and then we got Kermit right there in San Fran. I got Proper Jeremy over here in LA, so I want to make a few stops. Do kind of like a Phantom Menace tour, and I think it'll be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Stay tuned for that.
And it'd be the West Coast ones for once.
Yeah.
West Coast Menacers.
West Coast represent.
Oh, hell yeah. I might step in on this rap battle too, we'll see. I got time on my hands.
Yeah,
We'll see, all right? If you saw my old high school raps or poems, the old jams I can spit, so sit down and take a shit. I don't know.
I wonder, you gonna spit some raps too, miss? No.
we need to make our rapping less toxic.
I'm the Rihanna of these rap battles.
You just sing a song, that'd work too,
Well, if anybody's wondering, it's hashtag. We made a hashtag for it, TFM Rap Battle. So you make that hashtag and click on it, and you should be able to find all these battles that are going on. It's me,
nice.
Stefan, so far. But people are joining in, and Kurt Minded is planning on making a reaction video to it. So it's traveling a lot further than I thought. So yeah, jump in, Rookie.
Oh yeah, no problem. I got time. We'll see.
Right.
Oh, yeah. But what was I gonna say? Snowed Up with your sister. She's. I know that you've given some updates recently about everything, but yeah, she's doing fully good now. Everything's all checked.
Yeah, she. I believe she's at the point now where she can actually. Sorry, I'm not sorry. But she's at a point now where she can lift over 10 pounds. I believe. Big step forward. A lot of people that have this procedure can't even do it after like 6 months, and it's only been maybe 2 months now. So yeah, she needs to eat a little more. She's getting a little too skinny as far as I'm concerned, but
well, she's going to be happy. You're told to eat more by your doctor. You got to eat more. Okay, well, gee, that's
Subway sandwiches in it.
Get her pizza. Don't give her crap. Give her real food. I went to a Subway last night. I'm on vacation, so I'm gonna have pizza and junk on my vacation, of course. But I kind of wanted to just have a regular thing. I'm at my sister's house, so she didn't have any food. I went to a Subway nearby, and I was getting one for my mom too, like a gluten-free one. The dude comes back and he just puts one in the gluten-free one in the toaster. Doesn't say anything, and I'm like, okay. I'm assuming he doesn't have any thought out, and he just put that in the toaster. Okay, let me see how the sandwich turns out. Like when I got to it, it was frozen still. Like,
oh my god!
You don't serve a frozen product to somebody. You at least let them know, hey, I'm going to microwave it so it gets a little softer, then toast it, and if it tastes like crap, I'll give you your money back or something. Because it's shit. Do you guys ever heat something that's frozen? It's nasty.
Yeah.
So just a little Subway guy. This guy's a freaking idiot, and he's like, I was the only person in line, and he took like 10 minutes to serve me. I get 3 items on my sandwiches. I'm picky, so like, dude, you are an embarrassment. You are trash. That's what I'm thinking in my head.
You bring shame to the Subway name.
Not right. I'm like, I am going to get 2 footlongs on white ham sandwiches and then 1 on gluten. And he's like, what kind of sandwiches are those again? Okay, 2 hams. Okay, puts them out. Are they footlong? Okay, yeah, okay, you're not listening to me. And then he had this other dude come out. This blue-haired dude comes out. Blue-haired man, not chick. Blue-haired dude out with his bread. And I look at the bread, and I'm like, oh, my God, that looks like shit. It's like the herbs and cheese bread was all cut, caved in on the middle. Because when they took it out of the proofer or out of the oven, it, like, deflated because they bumped it or something. And I'm like, and he puts it in the bread cart. I'm like, that should go in the trash, right? What's going on a Subway rant with it the other day? I'm like,
You just hop over the counter and like, I'm gonna make my own fucking sandwich.
Right.
I don't know if I want to use their utensils. It looked like shit too. Like the products look fine, but like the lettuce bin is like stacked on like 3 other bins. Like when you swap out food, you put the new one, take the old one out. Dump them. It's called FIFO, first in, first out. And I can just see all these dishes they put on top because they're lazy to take them back to the dishes. It's like,
Subway, are you listening? This is your quality control guy.
yeah, well, it's like I don't
never go to a Subway.
It's like I don't miss the job or nothing, but it's like, God, it's such a simple job though. Like the only thing that makes it annoying is customers and employees. But it's such a simple.
I like how you were the customer though in this instance. You like describe a customer that almost every like person in customer service hates is like, it's a gluten-free sandwich.
Yeah.
With ham. Like,
well, it's like, no customers had to talk like that with me because they just tell me what it is. Even when they're fast, like, hey, I want a footlong white gluten or something, footlong ham, cheddar cheese, or whatever, toasted. I'm like, okay, you told me 5 things. I'll get those 5 things. Just don't tell me the veggies yet, and then we're good.
I guarantee you that guy spit in your sandwich.
No, because I watch his ass. But if he tempted, I would have said something. But yeah, just one little Subway rant there. I might do that every now and then. Go on a Subway rant.
Bitch about Subway.
Why not?
I work at retail stores. I don't work with food.
Yeah, you guys don't hear enough about Subway drama. So
I feel sympathy towards retail people. I don't sit and berate them.
I'll continue. There was another guy that came in, and he seemed all happy, all cool and stuff. He's a gigantic man, by the way, like, the size of a cow, let's just say. And he goes to the bathroom, and I'm like, God, that poor toilet. But, and then he comes back out. He's like, yeah, my wife came here last night, and the guy, made the sandwich the way she didn't want. And then she called and said that he'd give her a free one when she comes in next time. I'm like, do you have any type of proof to show me or nothing? I have no idea. She's like, nah. I'm like, well, I can't make that for you. It's like, well, what the hell? That's not going to work, man. She said it's going to be for free. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, did the bitch ask for the guy's name, to write it down, leave a note, anything, receipt, nothing? Oh, well, then I can't do nothing for you. She's like, well, that's going to be a problem, sir. I'm like, well, most I can do is give you 10% off on a sandwich, I guess. That's their senior discount. It's like, like, dude, this dude's like, oh, I want a free sandwich. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. There's no evidence that transaction happened, so I'm not going to help him. Get bitched at and like, oh, why'd you give away a free sandwich? He could have been making that up. Well, there you go. Anyway, Star Wars.
Retail horror stories are the best.
I actually got a split. It was great being here. Thanks for having me on, Rook.
All right, I'm gonna blast you with my raps, because I'm white and I can do something with those Thanos snaps. I don't know.
Yeah, you do that, Subway Ice. I'll talk to you guys later.
Mm-hmm.
Later, yeah, Miss, I'm trying to find your channel. Why am I not finding your channel all of a sudden? I'm trying to post your channel to the chat here.
It's Miss Sarcastic Nerd with no spaces.
I know. One comes up and it's got.
Leave a message in the chat.
I think you have an imposter account. I found a Miss Sarcastic Nerd here with only 3 subscribers. I'm like, what the? This isn't her. What's going on? I don't know. It must be
that is most likely an account I made a while ago because I was going to change it.
Yeah, I think I remember when you had that.
Yeah, but I deleted it.
Channel.
Well, I didn't delete it, but I just didn't access it anymore. So yeah, that's a channel I made, but it's not the same one.
Well, no wonder I'm not seeing any of your videos. Jeez, I'm subbed to the wrong channel.
Here, I'll see if she's in the chat.
I'm not in the chat anywhere. I haven't said anything in the chat for like an hour.
Yeah, I was trying to scroll back, but I'm not finding nothing. It goes,
No, I haven't said
too far.
anything. I'll link it.
Okay. Yeah, are
Yeah,
you
Rick still gave me a wrench, so I try to do my job here.
Thanks, Bresky.
Curious.
I gotta find people that can actually like do this as like an assigned thing. Like how Mary has people come on sometimes to actually mod. But I need to get my show back too. That's what I'm doing now. I'm trying to plan out the rest of my what I'm gonna do going forward. And I got lots in mind. But yeah, it's gonna be less scattered than it was last round.
Hey, whatever you do, Rookie, I'm excited because you're one of the few, that really brings original, creative, videos to the Phantom Menace with stories, and you see me try to kind of do the same with like El Perro de Rovera and stuff, and
Yeah, I love it.
yeah, just try to give people something different to watch because that's really what we need right now.
Yeah.
It's hard to find a decent movie out there to watch. I watched one last night called Brightburn. I rented it on Redbox. That was okay. That was okay. That was different, and we need more stuff like that, And
Also, even on YouTube, like there's so many videos that come out, but it's mostly about just having an issue with something, and like that's fine that they exist, but there's not as many that have anything creative that's like entertaining in itself just by being entertainment. So that's kind of what I want to bring too. I want to be like an entertaining Phantom Menace. I want to be a filmmaker of the Phantom Menace.
That's not me, by the way. I just looked. That is not me. I don't know who that is.
Oh, so it's an imposter account, isn't it?
It's an imposter. But they made it July 11th of this year, so I'm still the first Mr. Castinger.
Okay. Yeah, I'll figure this out. But yeah, and I got a little inspiration. Stefan already left here, but he gave me some inspiration, and I'm actually working on a video here right now. Here in a minute, as soon as I get off with you, I'm gonna do an interview with my 9-year-old son, who is an avid Star Wars fan that was completely demoralized by The Last Jedi. So I'm going to do my best to interview him. It's not, he is 9, so it might be a little bit of a struggle. But,
get him in a little suit.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to put him on screen.
For your audio, of course, but yeah.
But you will get the audio and such, and some pictures in the background or whatever. But I think that's another thing we really need to, emphasize is this younger generation. Star Wars keeps saying, "Oh, the kids love the new movies," and that's a bunch of BS. They don't know what they're talking about. Because I'm living proof with my son that it's not true, and kids are not enjoying what's happening to Luke Skywalker, and it's hilarious. I was asking him, I was like, "So what do you think?" This was just last night. I was like, "So would you like to see like Rose Tico die in the next movie?" He looks at me and he goes, "Who's Rose Tico?" And I go, "Yeah, exactly. Never mind."
That's a leading question.
He doesn't remember who she was.
I remember when it was coming out, when Last Jedi was out, and people were like, "Oh yeah, there's Rose," and something about Rose. I'm like, "There's a character named Rose." I don't know why I saw that did not fit. If they have somebody named a bounty hunter named Timothy, that'll be funny.
Timothy? There's a character named Finn. His name is kind of stupid, but
yeah. I don't know.
That's why I refer to him as FN2187 in my video about him, because Finn's a stupid name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Mandalorian, I'm hoping they don't have the character talk that much. I kind of like the trailer how it's pretty silent. I'm like, that's kind of what I want. I don't really want this character to speak all that much. Have other people around him talk, sure, but have the main. If we're following the main one, that'd be interesting to have a silent protagonist.
That was the allure, me being from the older generation. That was the allure of Boba Fett, was the fact that he didn't say much, but he had such a presence.
Right.
And that's why he became such a beloved character with only, I think, a grand total of like 20 minutes of screen time in the entire trilogy. So, if you put the character right and you put some nostalgia around him, it doesn't matter how much screen time and how much it says. It's all about presenting a character in a light that people can connect to and they can show interest in. And they have failed miserably in these last movies with doing that, these new characters. Captain Phasma is a great example of that. Just a terrible character that could have had so much potential.
Like
they
Porkins.
Exactly.
Yep, very true. Very true.
But yeah, if you want to cut out, I gotta
Yeah.
get going here anyway, so I gotta do that interview. But just want to pop in, say much love, Rookie. I appreciate all you do, man. You're awesome.
Thanks, man. You are too. I'll be joining you with the battles very soon.
Ooh.
See.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
All right, later, man.
Later, miss.
Bye.
All right. Now, it's been just over 2 hours. I think that's good enough. I got to go play with the kittens. Otherwise, they'll be up all night and bugging me. I woke up this morning to the cat attacking my leg. I'll actually show that because I was
Sounds like
trying-
being a parent.
I was like, what the hell is this? And the cat was like launched onto my leg a little. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Yeah.
It's attacking my leg right there. And
Rookie's a
the other,
dad now.
yeah, and the other two were just like right on. They're attacking my toes. They're called Ricky and Lucy.
Ricky and Lucy.
I love Lucy. My sister loved that show. And then I got this little tub of lard. I gotta look after too.
Aww.
Yeah, he's cute. Mo. Yeah, I call him Chris Mo. But, all right. Yeah, I'm going to end it right now. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you, Miss, for joining me. Angus, Steven, and Snowdub, everybody. What's up, Edward, Hallmark? I saw everybody. Stevie J was here earlier. Open Minded Movie Man, Will Gentry, everybody. Mega Jetty. I'm not going to list down all the names. Too long.
Proper and Mary, I saw we're here.
Yep. Wookiee Lives Matter. Everybody was around here. But yeah, everybody have a great day. I'm going to be posting videos this week. I'll be back to actual content. So, and I'll be doing some Rookie's Quest wrap-up type things, some little extra things here and there about it that was missed out in the actual thing. I did a little vlog stuff also, talking about my day of filming on a lot of those days, which some you'll see I was angry. So we'll see. Yeah, have a good one. I was about to press the wrong button again. There we go. End broadcast.
It would take like a minute.